14%. Chapter 81. When Hua Zichen and Yu Jun heard Hua Kai's shout, they rushed to the silver moon gray wolf. At this time, they saw a full moon in the sky slowly poking their heads out of the clouds, and they couldn't help but feel a panic of fear in their hearts. Xiaoqiang saw that the silver moon gray wolf had given up chasing himself, and looked at the sky full moon howling. It seemed to feel something. Disregarding his own injury, he jumped to the opponent. Yinyu Kanglang saw that the stubborn little boy had the strength to attack him, and he opened his blood pot and bit at Xiaoqiang. I saw the golden light flashing in Xiaoqiang's eyes suddenly, and the silver moon gray wolf's movement suddenly stopped, and Xiaoqiang bit the opponent's neck with one bite. However, it weighed less than 1/10 of the opponent's weight, and the silver moon gray wolf screamed in pain, but did not suffer fatal damage. The silver moon Kanglang slammed it tens of meters away, and Xiaoqiang fell to the ground and began to stop moving. Yu Jun killed him. The long sword in his hand pierced its back without waiting for the silver moon wolf's response. The long sword pierced the silver moon wolf's back more than a foot deep, and the silver moon wolf cried out in pain. Scratching at Yu Jun's head, Yu Jun saw that he could only give up drawing his sword and fists to block the opponent's skill-flying claws. He backed more than 10 steps before he stabilized his body, and his body had been slightly injured. At this time, Hua Zichen had already killed the silver moon gray wolf. Although the silver moon gray wolf was powerful and now the silver light flashed on his body, he had not yet completed its transformation. The damage given to it by Xiaoqiang and Yu Jun severely restricted its actions. Seeing the opportunity, Hua Zichen's newly acquired silver gun Milky White Haor and Righteousness Blessing actually shined the entire sky in the ordinary day. Hua Zichen actually used a 20% Haor and Righteousness. The spear pierced through the silver moon gray wolf's neck, and passed through its more than 2-meter-long body to pierce the ground stone. Generally, any creature must die and cannot die again. Finally killed, let's take a quick look at Xiaoqiang. If it weren't for you, our caravan might be in danger this time. So silver moon gray wolf is truly one of the 3 great wolf species in the grassland, and it's too long. It's awe-inspiring, and it's almost time to catch up with the horse if it gets older. Hua Xing happily stepped forward when he saw the silver moon wolf dead. This intermediate-level brutal beast is worth a lot of money, whether it is fur or flesh and blood, and has gained at least 5 points tonight. A good horse. I knew that there was no need for so much righteousness. Let's take it back to the caravan and deal with it tomorrow. Hua Zichen used Haor and Righteousness too much, and his face was a little pale. He stepped forward to pull out Yinyukang, the spear and sword on the wolf's body, but at this moment, he heard Hua Kai's shouting. Quickly leave, everyone scattered and flees. Quickly. The silver moon gray wolf has transformed. Hua Kai saw the silver moon gray wolf's hair gradually turning silvery white. He was still curious, but found that the bleeding in several wounds of the opponent was slowly getting smaller. Under curiosity, Hua Kai used the Eye of True to investigate the opponent's attributes. Serious, silver moon wolf, advanced brutal beast. Strength, 2159. Agility, 60. Intelligence, 67. Skills, Serious Transformation, Flying Claws, Nether Flash, Energy Detection. Status, Seriously Injured. Reminder, Silver Moon Gray Wolf transforms into a constellation Sirius on the night of the full moon, and at this moment it will become the destroyer of the dark night. This look scared him. The legend of Sirius is the Mount of the Gods, and it is a proper high-level demonic beasts. And the silver moon gray wolf system in front of him indicated that it was seriously injured and not dying. There must be a problem in it. After Hua Kai shouted and everyone did not react, they saw that the silver moon gray wolf was more than 3 meters long, and the hair all over his body was glowing with silver light. Hua Zichen took out his own long sword and stabbed at it. Moon Kang Wolf opened his eyes. He stood up and easily avoided Hua Zichen's attack. Looking at Hua Kai's direction, he rushed towards Hua Kai desperately. Hua Kai saw that the silver moon gray wolf noticed him, and now the sky and the moon were round. The silver moon gray wolf jumped more than 10 meters in one stride, and immediately left Hua Zichen's attack range. In his heart now only Hua Zichen can be a threat to him. Protect Patriarch. Zhuang saw the silver moon Kanglang target in Hua Kai's direction, and stood in front of him with a roar. At this time, all the talents reacted. It could know that the thief had fallen to the ground first, and it could recognize Hua Kai as the most important person in the caravan at a glance. Everyone in the Hua family who originally heard Hua Kai's order to escape, heard Zhuang's shout at this time, and they didn't know whether they should escape by themselves or save the family. Yu Jun also saw that the target of the silver moon gray wolf was Hua Kai. He endured the pain and rushed towards the opponent. Without a weapon and using his fists, he had to give Hua Kai time to escape. But the Silver Moon Grey Wolf, who has turned into a Sirius, has now reached the level of the foundation building. It just turned around and Yu Jun couldn't even touch the shadow of the other party. Hua Xing and Hua Fu looked at this place. The Silver Moon Kanglang rushed. As long as Hua Kai could escape for his life, the two of them didn't care. Hua Kai knew that this was not a hypocritical time. He turned and fled towards the caravan. There was a fire there. The wolf was afraid of fire. Perhaps he could escape a bit of life. Hearing a painful cry from Grandpa and Wafu's butler, Hua Kai just turned around and saw the Silver Moon Grey Wolf rushing to him. He felt a huge force coming from his back, and the internal organs all over his body seemed to be shaken out. He spit out blood and flew more than 10 meters away. The first reaction of everyone in the Hua family when they saw this place was that they did not escape. They all took their own weapons and killed the Silver Moon Wolf, completely ignoring the difference in strength between the two sides, leaving only the appearance of Hua Kai being hit by the opponent and vomiting blood, completely forgot the life and death of Own. Hua Kai landed and coughed a few times. He didn't expect that he was hit by wolf claws for more than 10 meters and he didn't die. He touched the purple golden ice silkworm armor on his body without a trace of scratches. It was the 9th grade treasure armor rescued. Lost myself. Hua Kai has been wearing the gold silk ice silkworm armor ever since he got it. I didn't expect it was the first time I used it today. Take out a rejuvenation pill. Hua Kai quickly took it from the portable space. After 3 breaths, he felt better. At this time, looking at the battlefield besieging the Silver Moon Grey Wolf in the distance, the members of the Hua family fell down. They all groaned on the ground. Hua Kai looked at the Silver Moon Grey Wolf trapped in the middle. Although his resilience is super strong, the silver bright gun, which is more than 3 meters long from neck to butt, is still inserted in its body. As long as it moves slightly, the blood will continue. Outflow. Someone saw Hua Kai stand up from the ground and meditate, shouting happily that the owner is not dead. Everyone was excited to see this. Encircle the Silver Moon Grey Wolf, don't let it run away. Everyone hurriedly shouted loudly when seeing the Silver Moon Grey Wolf tending to get out of trouble. Serious Silver Moon Wolf, Advanced Brutal Beast. Strength, 1359. Agility, 60. Intelligence, 67. Skills, Serious Transformation, Flying Claws, Nether Flash, Energy Detection. Status, Seriously Injured. Reminder, Silver Moon Grey Wolf transforms into a constellation Sirius on the night of the full moon, and at this moment it will become the destroyer of the dark night. The Silver Moon Grey Wolf power has only 13 points left, and it does not dare to move significantly now. It was its last adventure to chase Hua Kai just now. Now it has solved the opponent's leader and other humans have not escaped. This makes him in trouble. Hua Xing and Hua Fu were wounded just now, and they both endured the pain and surrounded the Silver Moon Grey Wolf. Seeing this, the Silver Moon Grey Wolf knew that he was unlikely to escape today. He tried his best to jump out of the crowd surrounded by the crowd. Jumped to the bottom of the hill more than 10 meters away. Grandpa, go chasing it quickly, don't let it escape. Hua Kai saw that the Silver Moon Grey Wolf had only the last 5 points left, and soon entered a near-death state. How could he be willing to let the opponent escape at this time? Divine Armament is just 1 step away from the 9th stage spirit tool. Hua Xing, Hua Fu, Yu Jun, Zhuang, Han Jinsheng and others all chased down the valley when Hua Zichen came over. Just go down and retrieve the corpse. Although the Silver Moon Grey Wolf is powerful, the silver spear is full of my Haoran righteousness. It is the most violent poison to it. If he stops refining Haoran at first righteousness, there is still some hope. Now there is only 1 breath left, even if it is true demonic beasts are dead. Hua Zichen said lightly. Sure enough, after a few breaths, Hua Kai heard the system task prompt. Congratulations to the host for completing the task. Kill the Silver Moon Grey Wolf Sirius after transforming, and reward the treasure Baoguang glass bottle. System prompt. Your family kills demonic beast Sirius, family luck value plus 500. Hua Kai felt relieved when he heard this. The killing of Silver Moon Wolf was extremely dangerous. The Chinese caravan had more than 100 casualties. Among the 14 deaths, 1 of the veterans was an old member, and 3 were new members of the family. The loss was not small. Yu Jun, Grandpa, Wafu, Zhuang, and other major players in the Hua family were injured. Hua Zichen Haoran Truchi used too much expression on his face. When Grandpa, Steward Wafu and others carried the corpse of the silver moon gray wolf to Wakai, they saw that the corpse of the silver moon gray wolf was nearly 4 meters long, and the silver-white hair on the whole body was very smooth to the touch. Generally, an ordinary untransformed silver moon gray wolf fur can sell for more than 50 gold. After being transformed, this silver moon gray wolf has a strength that is directly behind the foundation building realm, and its value is immeasurable. Wakai took out a high-level barren beast bone from the portable space and put the corpse of the silver moon gray wolf in it, so that he was relieved. When he came to Xiaoqiang, he found that it was only seriously injured and fed a rejuvenation pill, so Wazan took it back to the main account. Gather all the seriously injured people, a total of 29 Huakai gave everyone a rejuvenation pill to take, and then took out 10 rejuvenation pills to let the butler Wafu melt water to all injured family members or slaves. Down. All corpses were cremated. Just returned to the main account and saw that Xiaoqiang's injury was slowly recovering. I heard the voice of Jia Zan coming from outside. No one knows the reputation of the Silver Moon Kanglang. At this time, the Jia family can let Jia Zan, the strongest combat power, bring the main combat power of the caravan to support, and see that the opponent really regards the Hua family as an ally. Hua Kai told the opponent that the Silver Moon Kanglang had been attacking the caravan for a long time and escaped by himself. Jia Zan told Huakai to go to their caravan for help at any time if needed. Jia's family was only more than 3 miles away from the Hua family's resident. 14%. Chapter 82. The fact that the Hua family caravan encountered the Silver Moon Grey Wolf quickly spread in the business group. Everyone knew that the Hua family lost more than a dozen people before driving away the opponent. Huakai checked the purpose of Baoguang glass bottle at night. Simply put, this is a container for water. All immortal water spirit liquids in Baoguang glass bottle will not reduce the effective time, but will be enhanced by the treasure bottle's nourishing function. Baoguang glass bottle, it can hold hundreds of liquids, and can hold up to 33 million square meters of volume. I have to ask if it can hold solids. Huakai tried it. Yes. Baoguang glass bottle, the mouth of the bottle is only the thickness of the little finger. As long as the things can be poured in according to your place, you can put them freely. There are 100 squares in it, as long as you are not afraid of things being messed up. Also, this precious bottle can only be used by people who leave marks on the bottle body. Other people have to go to this Baoguang glass bottle only by destroying the bottle body and engraving the own mark can the bottle mouth be opened. After re-engraving the imprint, although everything in it is still there, the 100 grids will all be mixed together. Whether the contents are still usable depends on luck. Pang Huakai was delighted that this Baoguang glazed glass bottle had accumulated some spiritual fluid. Although this spiritual fluid was incomparable with Wanian stalactite, it was also formed by the liquefaction of spiritual qi. Many pill recipes in the refining room have essence liquid on them. In the Baoguang glazed glass bottle, the liquid does not look much, and there is only a thin layer at the bottom. Taking into account the length and width of the bottom of the bottle, these liquid are at least several thousand cubic meters. Spiritual liquid. Spiritual qi is liquefied and converged to accelerate the recovery of spiritual qi. Long-term use can enhance physical fitness and promote plant growth. The specific use of this spiritual fluid is yet to be studied. Wakai puts these spiritual fluids separately in a grid, and his consciousness can feel that the spiritual fluid only occupies a small part of the Baoguang glass bottle. All the caravans of the Wahia caravan had sent people to visit it in the morning, showing that the Wahia is now related to the caravans in Guangxian County. The caravan took a break at noon, and Wakai took out the Baoguang glass bottle from his arms and poured a bowl of spirit liquid into the bowl, feeling that it didn't look much different from clear water. But when I took a sip to my mouth, I suddenly felt that the spiritual liquid gradually turned into spiritual qi and entered the meridians in his body. After a cup of tea, spiritual qi gradually weakened. He drank a bowl of spirit liquid in one breath. The spiritual qi in his body had been in a full state throughout the afternoon. Too much spiritual qi could not be absorbed by the whole body and overflowed from all his pores. Huakai felt like a watering can all day. Wherever he went where spiritual qi was sprayed, he tried his best to use spiritual qi in his body to temper his body. At night, Huakai's physique increased a bit and finally broke through to Kaiyuan 4th floor. Huakai. Kaiyuan Realm 4th floor. Qualification. D. Physique. 24. Strength. 26. Will. 33. Novelist. Student. Mind Method Novelist Basic Copywriting Skill TN Level Low Level Mind Method Xiaocheng. Mind Method. Meditation Ju Yellow Order Advanced Mind Method Consummation. Marksmanship. Split air spear, yellow level advanced marksmanship to complete. Special mind method. Introduction to the idea of big dream view, God level. Special skill. Real eye cannot be upgraded. Dequalification. It is reasonable to say that this life can only be cultivated to the early stage of Kaiyuan realm, but Huakai has reached the middle stage of Kaiyuan realm. With spiritual qi, the aptitudes and mental methods seem to be no longer so important. If you don't have spiritual qi in your body, you can just drink spiritual liquid directly. It seemed that he had discovered a shortcut to cultivation. For 3 consecutive days, Wakai picked up the Baoguang glazed glass bottle and poured it into his mouth as long as he felt insufficient true qi in his body. He has been using spiritual fluid for 3 days to temper his body, and his physique has grown to 26 points. No matter how he drinks spiritual fluid, he can only convert so much spiritual qi, his physique cannot increased. But the ensuing side effects made Wakai annoyed. His body was not able to absorb spiritual qi at all. It was no longer enough to maintain the 6th layer body of the Kaiyuan realm. Therefore, it was necessary to replenish the spiritual fluid from time to time to maintain body consumption, otherwise he would feel sore all over. During the day, I was fine to take a sip. Anyway, this liquor is also very good. But people have to sleep at night. Wakai often wakes up in the middle of the night and feels pain in his body. He can't wait to quickly return the cultivation base from the 6th floor of the Kaiyuan realm to the 3rd floor of the Kaiyuan realm. The Guangxian commercial group came out of Panlong 18 Bend. The time has reached August 23rd. A few days ago, there were a few rains. This season is like this. It can catch up with Panlong 18 Bend at the end of August. There is basically no problem when the team goes home. After leaving Panlong 18th Bend, I arrived at Daeguo. The caravan is basically safe here. Everyone in the Wahia caravan still remembers the scene when they came here 4 months ago. There are all kinds of cows, horses and goods everywhere. Until now, Shengle City is still prosperous, but before April, the Central Plains goods such as salt, cloth, tea, grain, etc. have disappeared. Only the horse market, bull market, and fur market have become more and more prosperous. Moreover, the sheep market here is more prosperous than the cattle and horse market. When the Guangxian business group entered Shengle City, it was immediately surrounded by a large group of businessmen. They are all merchant groups in the southern country. Although the profits of purchasing horses, cattle, sheep, and animal bones in Daeguo Shenglekang are less profitable, the price is safe. As long as these merchants can deliver goods from here to a large market, it will be easy to make a half and half profit. The Guangxian business group refused the purchase requirements of these business groups. They are more willing to bring the goods back to Guangxian when they are here. After all, the city of Guangxian is not far from the big market. After a day's rest in Daeguo Shengle City, it was unexpectedly heavy rain for 4 consecutive days, which made the market depressed a lot this year. After entering Zhongshan Kingdom from Shengle City, mountain roads began to increase, and barbaric beasts appeared from time to time on the road, but as long as no beasts appeared, it would not have a great impact on the merchant group. It took more than 600 miles from Shengle City, the national capital of the dynasty, to Jinzhou City, the capital of Zhongshan, in only 7 days. Everyone finally saw the metropolis of Central Plains, which was less than 1,000 miles away from Guangxian County, Chiguo. The more eastbound the grass and trees on the ground also become more luxuriant. Every morning, there is no bitter cold of the grassland, and the noon is no longer so hot. All business groups in Guangxian began to drive more than 10 hours a day, and they must dare to pass Huchuo Mountain before the end of September. Because after October, the probability of encountering bandits will be very high. This is the experience summary of all the caravans countless times. On September 8th, the Chinese caravan finally passed the rugged Zhongshan Guoshan Road and entered the Qingzhou area. Entering Jinan Guoli City is regarded as returning to Qi State. Everyone here wears and lives exactly the same as Guangxian City. The Licheng defenders checked the guides of all the caravans of the Guangxian commercial group and let them into the Licheng. In Licheng, Huakai saw the Tianjia caravan in Linzi City. The Tian family was still the Shantian master who rode at the forefront of the team alone. All the caravans saw the Tianjia caravan and couldn't help but give way. The Tianjia caravan brought back more than 3,000 horses from the grassland this time, most of which were steeds. Huakai saw that their horse team also had more than 20 BMWs. Looking at their long horse caravan, this trip has a profit of at least 100,000 gold. After only a half-day stop in Licheng, all the caravans in Guangxian returned to their hearts and drove out of Licheng towards Jinzhou City, Zhongshan Country. After the Licheng official road became flat, caravans of various sizes could be seen walking along the official road everywhere. Some small caravans looked like ordinary families. There were less than 10 people in a group driving a few cows, and a dozen sheep drove toward Jinzhou City. A large part of the people in the northern part of the Qi state rely on this trade route to make a lot of money. When entering Jinzhou City, the national capital of Zhongshan, Huakai accidentally found the caravan from Guangxian to the Aohan tribe. In previous years, Wahia was a member of this team. Hua Xing and Wei put the first-class people on the side of the Guangxian Aohan business group, the final goal of the Guangxian business group of the Aohan tribe. They couldn't help but feel bitter. In the past, the Hua family caravan was one of them, but this year, it's different. I saw the Chen family caravan at the end of the Aohan business group. 8 carriages were full of animal bones and furs. Most of these animal bones were low-level barren beasts. It's not bad to earn 10 gold a month. Most of the carriages are made of sheepskins, and there is very little cowhide. The strong horse pulling the carriage walks slowly on the official road. There are a few cows tied to the back of the carriage. The Chen family caravan did not buy any slaves. They would rather buy an extra cow if they had the money. Come back, this way you can earn a few hundred more bone coins. The head of the Chen family led a strong horse to the front of the team. This year their caravan bought 6 strong horses and 13 stray horses in the Aohan tribe, and they could earn at least 10 gold after returning home. This is the most valuable cargo of their caravan. There is a big business group here, everyone will let it go. A steward of the Chen family directed the caravan to make way for the following business group. I don't know how many times I have given way along the way. I really hope that one day I can experience the feeling that my caravan is walking on the official road, and all the other caravans give way to myself. Isn't this our caravan from Guangxian to the Zongnu? They are back at this time. A Chen Jiading saw the word, Han, written on the front of the caravan and said to the people around him. Really, there are a few people in the Han family caravan I know. Look at their horses, there must be at least 500 horses. Those in front seem to be all horses. I don't know how much it is worth. A Chen Jiajiading speaking enviously. The Chen family caravan parked on the side of the road, while pulling the caravan cows and horses to prevent them from running around, while waving to greet people familiar with the Han family. The family nodded, but all the members of the Chen family took it for granted. After the Han family is the Jia family, the Chen family's head seems to have thought of something at this time. This year, the Hua family seems to have also gone to the Zongnu grassland with the Han family. I don't know how many people they can come back this time. As one of the 8 villages outside the city of Guangxian County, the Chen family had always been in trouble with the Hua family and the Yi family. They would help each other every time they went to the Aohan tribe. It's not bad to be able to return halfway. The Huns are actually so easy to go to. I heard that the Hua family owes the Han family hundreds of gold. The courage of the little head of the Hua family is really extraordinary. A Chen family turned his head to Chen. The host said that the words were full of sarcasm. 14%. Chapter 83. Everyone in the Chen family is discussing the Hua family's trip to the Zongnu country this year. Everyone thinks that the Hua family, as an ordinary family outside the city, dare to go to the Huhan tribe 5,000 miles away is too risky. That seems to be the leader of the Hua family. The Chen family looked at Jia's caravan passing by, and looked behind Jia's family and saw a familiar person. Impossible, it would be good for the Hua family to come back. How could it be ranked 3rd? The caravan in the city that can go to the Huhan tribe is not better than the Hua family. Before the Chen Patriarch finished speaking, he was beaten by the little brother next to him. Off. Brother, it's really the Hua family, you see, that is the old man Hua, that is the housekeeper of China, that is the 5th master of Hua. Little brother, the head of the Chen family, has just entered the pneumatic state and is one of the core members of the family, pulling the head of the Chen family. Arrive. Patriarch Chen fixed his eyes to see, this is not the Hua family's group. I saw that all the core personnel of the Hua family were riding high-headed horses, and their caravan loaded with more than a dozen carriages and not a lot of goods. But the caravan brought no fewer horses than the Han family. Isn't this the little Chen Patriarch? The caravan's harvest this time doesn't look great. What do you see? I don't know it. Hua Xing saw Patriarch Chen and rode over. He looked at Patriarch Chen contemptuously. A smug smile appeared at the corner of his mouth. Old man Hua, this This horse team was earned by your business. Patriarch Chen said incoherently. Of course, it's not what we earned or snatched it. Hua Xing said deliberately. How could your Hua family bring so many horses back, more than 4,000 miles from the Huhan tribe? Patriarch Chen asked involuntarily when he saw this place. The total population of Wahiapu is only about 300, and the team that can pull up 100 people is already the sky. This horse team has at least 600 horses or more. With these horse-drawn carriages, there are no 300 people who can't finish it. What's the problem with this? Hey. I have to go now, little Chen Patriarch, let's go back to Guangxian to talk again. Hua Xing said halfway through and left on horseback deliberately. This little Chen Patriarch fell into trouble when the Hua family was killed. He is a very thoughtful person, these words can torment such a person the most. The Hua family passed by the Chen family caravan. Some members of the Chen family were excited to say hello when they saw the familiar Hua family members. At this time, the Hua family members just casually nodded their heads looking at each other. After passing by the Huns, they looked at these caravans driving oxen on the road, and they couldn't get a trace of interest in their hearts. I have seen the Chen family caravan, and within a few steps, the Hua family has also seen the Yi family caravan. The Yi family is slightly stronger than the Chen family, and the caravan has more cargo than the Chen family. It ranks in the entire Shen family caravan. In the front position, they saw the Hua family ranked third in the Han family business group, and their faces showed the expression of seeing a ghost. All the veteran members of the Hua family showed their faces fiercely this time. They slowly passed the official road under the gaze of the opponent, and soon everyone saw the Shen family caravan. The Shen family is the largest team in this caravan. They seem to have bought some slaves. There are 4,500 horses in the team, but there are not many steeds among them. Most of them are strong horses and horses. There are also cattle behind the caravan. More than 200 heads. The veteran members of the Hua family looked at the Shen family's mood a bit complicated, and the Shen family, who was previously unattainable, now looks like that. There were only 2 people in the Shen family caravan, and the entire caravan was much worse than the current Hua family. Seeing that the Hua family went to the 3rd place in the Han family business group, the Shen family members all showed surprise. Hua Kai and several core members of the caravan looked at the Shen family caravan, their faces couldn't help becoming cautious. The Shen family leader also watched the Hua family caravan pass in front of him, and neither of them took the lead to say hello. Hua Kai saw the family luck value and the ascension point at this moment, which were provided by the old caravan players. The new team member and the slave didn't know the grievances between the two, and they were still riding horses and laughing. After walking 120 miles in a day, there are more than 180 miles away from Jinan City. Camp Huakai at night to check Xiaoqiang's properties. Spirit Beast. Tier 3, 100%. Strength, 30. Agility, 33. Intelligence, 39. Talent, Tracking, Fury, Air of Dog King, Visual Sharing. Owner, Wakai. Loyalty, 100. Skills, slightly. Tip. The pet level cannot exceed the owner's rank. Please ascension the host as soon as possible. Xiaoqiang has reached the 3rd order consummation, and he needs Huakai to be promoted to the aerodynamic level before Realm can ascension. In the past few days, Wakai has been annoyed by his own aptitude. Dequalification controls the 6th floor of the Kaiyuan realm. He has to fill himself with spirit liquid every day. He looked at the Wanyan stalactite in the portable space. He was not sure about this. How much things can make one's own qualifications ascension, think about it, or decide to find a way to make medicine pill after going home. After killing the silver moon gray wolf last time, the luck value of the family has reached 793 points. Wakai thought about it and entered the family secret realm space and clicked the family martial skill to upgrade. Wakai carefully realized the upgraded splitting gun in the family secret realm space. The previously messy tricks have now been reduced to 6 styles, each of which contains all the changes of the previous splitting gun. Especially the 5th and 6th types, only the pneumatic environment can exert the full power of martial skill. Coming out of space, Wakai found that his will has increased a little bit. Now, even if he does not deliberately cultivation, every time he upgrades his family mentality and martial skill, his will can be ascensioned. Now he is the only thing that bothers him. Qualification. Coming out of the space, Wakai saw Wushu just coming back from patrol. He checked Wushu's attributes. Hua Zichin. Level 7 of Qi Practicing Realm. Qualification. A+. Physique. 47. Strength. 47. Will. 59. Confucianism, scholars. Taoism, student, supernatural powers, shadow change. Mind method, meditation Ju, yellow level advanced mind method, Dzogchen. Marksmanship, split air spear, yellow level advanced marksmanship, Dzogchen. Other mental methods, martial skill, slightly. Righteousness value, 102,191. Loyalty, 100. Uncle Wu, this is spirit liquid. If you try to drink it, can it help you? Hua Kai poured a cup of spirit liquid from the Baoguang glass bottle and said to Hua Zichen. Hua Zichen is not surprised at the strange things his nephew often brings out. I know the spirit liquid, you should leave it to others. Some people in the Jixia Shuigong farm often use spiritual liquid to cultivate spiritual herbs. This thing doesn't have much effect above the air state. Hua Zichen said. Arrive. Hua Kai did not expect that the fifth uncle Lingye also knew that he began to have some expectations for Jixia Academy, and he must go to Jixia Academy when he has the opportunity in the future. At night, waiting for everyone to fall asleep, Hua Kai drank a few large sips of spirit liquid and recited the Dream View Ideas formula silently, and soon fell asleep. Tonight is the time for him to perfect the Three Kingdoms. Tomorrow, the 2 chapters of the novel, Three Kingdoms, will be over. I don't know if it's an illusion. Tonight's Three Kingdoms finale, he feels in a very good state. All the previous plots continue to appear in his mind. Step by step, all the stories have their own endings. When the last paragraph of text is illusory, when the period was drawn on his parchment, the entire Three Kingdoms story in his mind all flashed from his mind, and some small loopholes and small mistakes in the plot were clearly displayed in his mind. System reminder. Congratulations to the host. Basic copywriting skills for breakthrough to success. Reward all attributes +2. Huakai. 8th floor of Kaiyuan realm. Qualification. D. Physique. 28. Strength. 30. Will. 41. Novelist. Everyone. Mind method. Novelist. The basic skills of copywriting. The low-level mental method of heaven is great. Mind method. Meditation Ju. Yellow level advanced mind method. Dzogchen. Marksmanship. Split air spear, low-level spear of the mysterious rank, great perfection. Special mind method. Introduction to the idea of big dream view, god level. Special skill. Real eye cannot be upgraded. That's how you become a novelist. Hua Kai remembers that everyone in this family is very rare in each family. Even the general small country owners must be polite when they meet, and he has only been in fiction for less than 4 months, and he has been promoted from a novelist apprentice to a novelist master. One of the reasons for this is that he has knowledge of the previous life in his mind, and on the other hand, it is inseparable from the god-level mental method of big dream view ideas. By the next morning, Hua Kai woke up and felt that his body's absorption of spiritual qi was significantly faster. The Tianji basic copywriting skills completely made up for his lack of aptitude. Now his body can absorb spiritual qi at a rate that can keep up with his body. After consumption, he finally no longer needs to drink spirit liquid all the time. As the body absorbs spiritual qi faster, Hua Kai feels that he thinks more clearly. He wakes up and intends to wash, but finds that as long as he does not maintain the basic copywriting skills operation, the absorption of spiritual qi in the body will naturally weaken. It's very uncomfortable. It's okay to sit still, walk and move your mind at ordinary times. But it's impossible to keep thinking about the plot of the novel when riding or fighting. He finally understood why some people and even giants like to sit still. Those people and giants with poor aptitude must completely defeat the opponent in their shots. If Hua Kai fights now, he wants to use the strength of the 8th layer of the Kaiyuan realm, which can only last for half an hour at most. At that time, the mental method must be operated. Without thinking about this, after breakfast, Hua Kai told his grandfather, Wushu and others about the upgraded martial skill of the splitting gun. Everyone did not ask why Hua Kai could modify the martial skill of the family. The upgraded splitting gun entry, it will be easy, but if you want to reach consummation or even great consummation, you have to be above the air level. In the morning, the caravan set out and followed the banner of the Han family caravan to continue to the east. The farther east you go, the closer you are to Guangxian County. At the current speed, there are 800 miles left, and everyone will be home in 7 days at most. Hua Kai was riding on the horse thinking about the loopholes in Three Kingdoms. Only in this way could he not have to drink spirit liquid all the time. Wushu Hua Zichen came to him on horseback. Care, I seem to have seen the people of the Shen family just now, they are in the Han family caravan. Hua Zichen said. People from the Shen family. What are they going to do with the Han family caravan? Hua Kai asked puzzledly. It seems to be the captain of the Shenjiahu Academy, one of the three Shen family's three Qi training realms. He has been staring at our caravan just now. Hua Zichen said vigilantly. Maybe the Shen family wants to send someone home to notify the family first. You send someone to patrol and pay attention to whether the other party will leave halfway. Hua Kai said that, and he also felt that something was wrong. Then it must belong to the Shen family. The Shen family belongs to the Han family in Guangxian. If the Hua family is promoted to the family, then some of the Shen family's interest in Guangxian will definitely be shared by the Hua family. In addition to last year's events, the two can be said to have not eased. It's possible. 15%. Chapter 84 Evil Wolf Village. When the caravan stopped in the evening, Hua Zichen told Hua Kai that the Shen family members had left the Han family to go to Jinan City first, and Hua Kai couldn't help but begin to warn. If the other party wants to send someone home to report the safety of the family early, then how can a person riding a horse be faster than following a caravan? If they wanted to curry favor with the Han family, that wouldn't make sense, they would have gone half the distance by themselves. The most important thing is that, at the speed of the Shen family caravan, it would take at least 10 days to get to Guangxian. At this time, it was obviously too early to go home and report safety. Will the Shen family make early plans to go home and deal with us? If we go back safely this time, the family will be strong and prosperous, and the Shen family will not watch our development. Hua Xing said by Hua Kai's side. To deal with us, the best chance is Hutuition. Last year, I suspected that the Shen family knew the Hutuition bandits. Whereas our caravan in the middle of the merchant group and only intercepted us, Shenjiana at that time, as long as we send out the Qi Qin realm to do a good job, we won't lose that much. Wei said, turning his head. Everyone in Hua Kai was in deep thought. If this is the case, then the caravan really is in danger. The topography of Hutuo Mountain is complicated, and it is impossible for the Hua family to defend all dangerous areas well. Let's talk about it when we arrive in Jinan City. The Han family will have to take a rest day in Jinan City at least. Hua Kai thought for a long time and didn't figure out a way to deal with the Shen family, so he could only walk and watch. 2 days later, at noon, the Guangxian business group came to Jinan City. Outside Jinan, there are all large and small trading markets. There are countless kinds of goods such as cattle, sheep, horses and furs. Who makes Jinan City the largest city on the official road? The caravan stopped for a day and a half in Jinan City. Hua Kai went to Jinan City to select some elixir and common herbs for refining medicine pill. Some of the missing medicines in the pill refining room were collected, and he was able to refine medicine pill again. In the evening, Hua Kai was considering how to resolve the crisis in the Shen family in the main account. At this time, his grandfather came in and asked the Chen family to see him. The Chen family followed the Shen family to Jinan City this evening. They must stop in Jinan City for 2 days to supply supplies before they can continue on their way, and the Chinese caravan will leave early tomorrow morning. Patriarch Chen is not in his caravan at this time. What did he do when he came to our caravan? Hua Kai still remembers his father's burial last year, and Patriarch Chen's look at that time. Master Hua, I found that the Shen family might have to do something with the Hua family. One of their aura masters met the Hua family caravan that day and disappeared. The Shen family leader came to our caravan and said that the Hua family is autumn. The grasshopper from the back will not be able to jump for a few days. This is to let all our families target the Hua family. Patriarch Chen looked at Hua Kai and said excitedly. Oh, why did you tell me this today? Don't you fear that the Shen family knows it? Hua Kai asked. After all, the Hua family and the Chen family are one of the 8 villages outside Guangxian, how can I ignore it? The Chen family master said with his eyes turned. Hua Kai knows that the Chen family is also gambling. The 2 families of Hua and Chen are the 8 big villages outside Guangxian County, and their common interests are much greater than those of the Shen family. If the Hua family can survive the crisis this time, they will definitely not forget the Chen family's credit. The interest earned by the Chen family is much larger. Then I would like to thank Patriarch Chen for telling me. The Hua family will be prepared. When the caravan returns home, I will invite Patriarch Chen to visit the Hua family more. Patriarch Chen knew that the Hua family was about to begin preparations, and left quietly without staying too much. Hua Kai called several core members of the family to the main account and told them what the Chen family had to say. Hutuo Mountain has always been a thorn in the heart of the Hua family, and now our Hua family has nothing to do with the Hutuo Mountain thief. I plan to take this opportunity to eliminate the Huchuo mountain thief and avenge my father. After Hua Kai finished speaking, everyone remained silent. How could the Huchuo mountain bandits be so easy to be wiped out? But as long as there is a glimmer of hope, everyone will not give up the opportunity. Just talk about what you want to do. All of us will fully support you. Hua Xing said from the side. Everyone looked at Hua Kai and nodded vigorously. Hua Kai slowly talked about his own ideas with everyone, but some specific details were vaguely brought up, but everyone knew that Hua Kai would not fight an uncertain battle, and all agreed to Hua Kai's plan. After discussing, Hua Kai came to the Jia family leader alone, and he planned to borrow someone from the Jia family tonight. If you rely solely on the strength of the Hua family, you may have little hope of defeating the Huchuishan bandits. Leader Jia, these 2 Peiyuan dans are the rewards for this action. The Hua family needs Jia Zan to send Jia Zan and 15 caravan corps forces to take action. By then, all the masters in Huchuo Mountain will be the Hua family. Responsible for yourself, as long as Jia's family helps our caravan not be broken by bandits. Hua Kai said when he came to Jia's main account. The Hua family master, as long as the Hua family needs it, the Jia family will definitely take action, but the Huchuo mountain bandits are not so easy on the surface. Every bandit team has a supporting family behind them. I heard that the biggest bandit is behind the Lindsay Chungshan family. The figure. Otherwise, the Qi family would have wiped out the entire Huchuo mountain bandit. Jia family leader reminded. The Hua family has already considered all this, and the father is dead in Huchuishan, so please don't tell the Han family about the plan. Hua Kai said. The relationship between the Han family and the Shen family is unusual. Hua Kai does not know what attitude the Han family will have between the Shen family and the Hua family. As long as the plan is successful, even if the Han family is dissatisfied with it, Hua Kai is not afraid. There is no Shantian realm. After persuading the Jia family leader, Hua Kai came to Renjia caravan again. All the caravans of the Guangxian commercial group had received the favor of the Hua family. After paying another Pei Yuan Dan, the Ren family leader also agreed to lead the team personally. With 6 families Kaiyuan late stage and above, help the Hua family to deal with the Huchuishan bandits. Back to the caravan, Grandpa is also back. The Hua family has borrowed masters from all caravans in Guangxian County except the Han family. There are a total of 2 Qi practicing stages, 19 pneumatic stages, and 46 pneumatic stage late stages. Hua Kai also sent all the female slaves and children of the caravan to 10 caravans, so that some women and children who have become official members and family members of the Hua family can make appearances outside the caravan, and everything is done without knowing it. With everything ready, Hua Kai and Wushu Hua Zichen left Jinan City with 30 official family members and 70 family preparers just before dawn. 101 people came to Yuling Pass, the border of Jinan. Everyone had no way to lead Hua Kai to pay 1 gold and 15 silver to pass the pass. After driving the horse until noon, close to the Huchuo mountain range, Hua Kai slowly stopped the horse stance. Xiaoqiang, can you feel the position of the Shen family's Qi practicing realm? Hua Kai put Xiaoqiang down from his arms, and Xiaoqiang sniffed and looked into the distance. Xiaoqiang's superb tracking ability as a spirit beast is his talent. When the Hua family discovered that the leader of the Shenzhou Nursing Institute was in the Han family caravan, Hua Kai asked it to record the opponent's smell. Hua Kai looked at Xiaoqiang's directions and asked Wushu and Xiaoqiang to explore the way ahead. He led Han Jinsheng and others to slowly follow behind him. The mountain roads of Huchuo Mountain are very difficult to walk. If no one leads the way, it is possible to get lost in the mountains. Uncle Wu and Xiaoqiang have been away for more than an hour. Hua Kai took the others to find a recess to hide. If the other party finds strangers entering Huchuo Mountain, the bandits may be wary. Hua Kai sat cross-legged on the ground, switched Xiaoqiang's perspective, and found that Uncle Wu was quietly approaching a hill where there were 2 bandits who were on guard. Uncle Wu, as a late-stage master of Qi training, can easily climb to which hill head quietly. After killing 1 bandit, he is torturing another bandit. Knowing that there was nothing wrong in front of him, Hua Kai led the crowd and walked cautiously on the mountain road, leading the horse. Soon Xiaoqiang and Wushu came back. This Huchuo mountain is far more complicated than we thought. There are more than a dozen small cottages, among which the 4 are the most powerful in the Evil Wolf Mountain. Most of the other cottages have only 1 aura. I want to attack us last year. The caravan may be the Evil Wolf village. Hua Zichen said when he came to Hua Kai. Is it clear how to get to the Evil Wolf village? Evil Wolf Village is about 20 miles away from here, we have to pass a short time. Hua Zichen told Hua Kai everything he knew. It should not be wrong to say that the Shantian master of the Shen family may be in the Evil Wolf Village now, let's set off now. Hua Kai and the others continued to move forward. Xiaoqiang still explored the way in the forefront, and hid after encountering the bandits. Get up and wait for Hua Zichen to deal with it, and Hua Kai waits for everything in front of him to be safe before bringing the large forces to follow up. When it was dark, everyone dismounted and ate the dry food quietly. After passing the hill, it belonged to the scope of the Evil Wolf Village. Hua Kai closed his eyes and watched Xiaoqiang's first perspective. Xiaoqiang has determined that the person Hua Kai is looking for is not far from the top of the mountain. It quietly approaches a little bit. Even if a bandit finds it, he won't care about it too much. There are many wolves of this size in the mountains. After quietly passing a checkpoint guarded by 2 people, Xiaoqiang climbed up a 10-meter high hillside. He saw a 10-acre cottage in the distance. The cottage was brightly lit. This is the Evil Wolf Village. Xiaoqiang lay down in the chaotic grass and stared quietly into the distance, where the breath of the Shen family's Aura Realm Master was there. Hua Kai knew that Xiaoqiang had found the target, so he should not act rashly. As long as the Shen family Lian Qi realm did not leave, the Evil Wolf Village would not attack the Hua family caravan. At this time, the leader of the Shenjia nursing house in the Evil Wolf Village was sitting in the cottage hall. Sitting above him was a 50-year-old man with a long knife scar on his face, which looked a little scary, but the two sides were talking about wine. Happy. Master of the great village. This time the other party is a fat sheep, but a small family outside the city is carrying nearly 700 horses. There are at least 300 horses, and their family will have at most 60 people this time. The captain of the nursing home sat down and said, "There are only 60 people who dare to bring so many goods. Are you sure they are just a small family, not a family above the 6th rank?" The Evil Wolf Master asked in disbelief. "How else would I go to Evil Wolf Village to tell you the owner? Their caravan bought more than 400 slaves on the grassland this time, and the entire caravan basically relies on slaves to work." The captain of the Shenjia Nursing Institute continued. Encouraged. "How strong is their caravan? You should first talk about what price your Shen family is willing to pay." The Evil Wolf Village Master is not stupid at all. How could a caravan who dared to do this walk back all the way from the grassland without the strength? Actually, you are not unfamiliar with the other party's great village owner. It is the Hua family that the Evil Wolf Village took action last year. Their father abdicated last year and gave up the position of house owner to his 12-year-old grandson. That little patriarch personally led the team, said the captain of the Shenjia Nursing Institute. Hua family, I have some impressions about this. Even though the old guy had only the cultivation base in the aerodynamic state, he was very capable. Okay, I won't get any rewards this time. We'll take this job in the Evil Wolf Village. In fact, all the cottages in Huchuo Mountain have a tacit understanding, that is, encountering a powerful common family to kill the killer, the family will generally not provoke them. This is the main reason why all the families of Qi can tolerate their continued existence. 15%. Chapter 85. One night everyone spent the night in the wind and meals. When the day was about to dawn, Hua Kai felt Xiaoqiang's spirit move. He changed Xiaoqiang's perspective and saw someone coming out of the Evil Wolf Village. It was the captain of the Shenjia Nursing Institute that Hua Kai had met. After the opponent left the Evil Wolf Village, he quickly left along a trail, and Hua Kai waited for the opponent to walk far before he came to Uncle Wu. It has been determined that the Shen family has a deal with the Evil Wolf Village. According to time calculation, our caravan will almost pass from here tomorrow morning. We now need to know where the Evil Wolf Village will ambush. Hua Kai said to Hua Zichen. Do you want me to kill the Shen family's Qi practicing realm now? Hua Zichen asked. No, our main task this time is to avenge my father. Later, I will let Xiaoqiang slip to the back mountain of the Evil Wolf Village. They must have a way of escape. This time I will wipe out the entire Evil Wolf Village thief. Hua Kai said harshly. After exhausting every effort to wipe out the Evil Wolf Village, Hua Kai mainly needs to complete the main task too. In case the Evil Wolf Village thief escapes, the system determines that everyone is dead to complete the task. Hua Kai has no way to escape the mountain. All the thieves chase back. When Xiaoqiang heard Hua Kai's order, he slowly approached the back mountain of Huchuo Mountain. At this time, it found that a cavalry of more than 20 men had left the cottage and hurriedly lowered his head to hide in the grass. Huakai also sensed Xiaoqiang's meaning. Order everyone to hide. Uncle Wu, there is only one pneumatic state in this group of people. It is very likely that our caravan was investigating the virtual reality. You should follow them on horseback and don't be spotted. Come back and tell me when you find their ambush location. Hua Kai-lo, the voice said to Hua Zichen. Hua Zichen led the horse to quietly follow. Without the training of the aura, Hua Kai could only hide everyone. He had been observing Xiaoqiang's perspective, watching Xiaoqiang bypass the range of the evil wolf village and came to the evil wolf village. On the highest hill in the rear, from here, the entire terrain of the wolf mountain is unobstructed. Hua Kai took out a piece of sheepskin from his portable space and painted the entire terrain route of the wolf mountain on the sheepskin. He already knew the entire road to the wolf mountain. When Xiaoqiang came back, Hua Kai led the Hua family and waited quietly for Wushu Hua Zichen to return. From morning to afternoon, there were a total of 6 teams going out from the evil wolf mountain. Among the Hua family members Hua Kai led, there were only 3 in the aerodynamic state. They did not dare to act rashly. In the afternoon, Hua Kai saw a bandit team approaching the evil wolf village. This evil wolf village actually called a helper. The owner of the evil wolf village has been in Huchuo Mountain for more than 10 years, and he has survived until now because he is careful about everything. The horse bandits on the grassland are much stronger than Huchuo Mountain. The Wahia caravan can come back from the grassland, and its strength will never be as vulnerable as the Shen family said. If he wants to attack the Hua family, he must be foolproof. Patriarch, at least 5 teams have entered the Wolf Mountain, and they have at least 600 people. Seeing this, Han Jinsheng said to Hua Kai worriedly. Don't worry, let's talk about everything when my uncle comes back. What about 600 people? You just need to act according to the plan. Hua Kai said in a deep voice. It was dark at night, and the 20-man team from the evil wolf village came back. Soon after, Hua Zichen also came back. The evil Wolfjai bandits will be divided into 2 teams after they left. One team will investigate the details of our caravan, and the first team will look for ambush spots. After I have been following them, the second team has basically determined that they will ambush us. Position. What shall we do next? Hua Zichen said. Are you sure you haven't been discovered by them? Today, after you left, I almost figured out the terrain of the entire evil wolf village, right here. Hua Kai said as he took out the sheepskin and placed it on the ground. Everyone in the Hua family stretched their heads over. They didn't practice aura. I'm far from them, so I shouldn't have been discovered. Hua Zichen thought for a while. That's good. Today I have surveyed the surroundings of evil wolf village. Here and here are the 2 paths they can escape from behind the mountain. This is a cliff. If the other party wants to escape, they can only use ropes. Just arrange 10 people are guarding below, and someone puts the rope directly to set the rope on fire. Hua Kai pointed to a position and said. It is unlikely that gold and silver will be used as ropes in this world, so ropes are afraid of fire. Here is the main direction for them to escape. This valley can only be passed by a horse. If you find that the other party has a tendency to escape, you only have to go from here. Roll down the boulder to block the way, and it will become difficult for them to escape. 5 Uncle, I want you to hold on to this Taniguchi tightly and don't let anyone pass. To go to these 2 places, we have to go like this. Huakai began to assign tasks to everyone, and it took a lot of detours to reach the reserved location and anti-ambush. It was not until it was dark that everyone decided on their own tasks. Taking advantage of the night, the Hua family members quietly went to their ambush position. Hua Zichen took the 5 people away, and an hour later they came to the place where the evil wolf village was going to ambush the Hua family caravan. It's here. The terrain is hidden, only 400 meters away from the main road. It is not a problem to ambush thousands of people. When they rush down, our caravan is in a dilemma, and it must be their opponent. Hua Zichen pointed to mid-levels. Speaking of a hidden hillside. You 2, don't come over with your horses. Everyone, be careful and try not to damage the grass under your feet. If you leave too many traces, it won't be good for the evil wolf village to find abnormalities tomorrow. Hua Kai handed over the horses in his hands. Said a family member. Come to the hillside that Uncle Wu said. This is the place where the 2 hillsides are linked. The outside is full of weeds, but inside is a flat land. From here you can see all the dynamics of the mountain. It's really a good place. But we know it now. The Shen family, your plan will come to nothing. Hua Kai saw a smile on the corner of his mouth. Watching Wushu leave. Tomorrow's drama will require Wushu to return to the evil Wolf Mountain. There is no Wushu Huakai who is afraid that the rest of the family will not be able to stop the evil Wolf Mountain from breaking through. He took out a shaking thunder and Wakai found a place to bury it. I wanted to use another sky-shaking thunder, but then I thought about it and let it go. He has seen the power of Zhenshinlei, which is enough for the Huchuishan bandits to drink a pot. Opening the water bag at his waist, Wakai took a sip of spirit liquid, feeling that the sorrow of his body quickly disappeared. He went down to the valley entrance and brought the 5 members of the Wa family to the opposite side of the mountain and found a very hidden location. Tie the horse and wait quietly. When the sky just brightened, Wakai felt Xiaoqiang's mental energy move. He changed Xiaoqiang's perspective and found that several bands of bandits came out from the direction of the evil wolf village. As soon as these bandits arrived at the mouth of the valley, they vigilantly sent people to check the surrounding area and found that there was no abnormality, and then they slowly entered the ambush position. Huakai roughly estimated the number of the opponent's bandits. About 1,200 people, half of them rode horses. Seeing where they are standing, the opponent should belong to 7 different cottages. This time, the evil wolf village used a big deal for the Wahia caravan. When the sky was bright, Wakai saw that the ambush point was completely silent. These bandits are really careful. The 5 members of the Wa family watched Wakai sitting quietly without any action, and they all waited quietly from the side. They didn't know that Wakai was monitoring each other's every move. Waiting until the sun rose and the weather started to become hot again, Xiaoqiang kept staring at the opponent and didn't notice any movement of the opponent. At this time, Wakai saw a caravan coming from a distance. On the front of the caravan banner is a big Tian written on it. This is the merchant group led by the Tian family in Lindsay City. They walked all the way to the place where the Huchuo mountain bandits were ambushed. Huakai saw the one standing at the front of the team. The Tianjia Shantian realm stopped. The entire Tian family caravan stopped, and all the caravans behind their merchant group also slowly stopped. Everyone looked around vigilantly. All the caravans began to form a car formation for defense. At this time, a bandit came out of the ambush, respectfully. He came to Tianjia Shantian realm master years ago. Wakai was also worried that the Tian family would mess up his own plan. He didn't expect that the bandit leader would just say a few words with the Tian family's Shantian realm and then went back. At this time, the Tianjia Shantian realm raised his hand to indicate that the entire Tianjia caravan was on the way again. Wakai was staring at the Tianjia caravan from Xiaoqiang's perspective. At this time, he saw the Shantian realm master looking towards him. Wakai hurriedly cut off the perspective sharing with Xiaoqiang. After a while, he felt that Xiaoqiang was okay and then rejoined Xiaoqiang's perspective. At this time, the Tianjia caravan was about to leave the bandit ambush. The entire Lindsay City merchant group spent more than 2 hours passing through the ambush. Because there are too many horses in the caravan, it takes at least 10 minutes for each caravan to pass. Everyone knows that this is a dangerous place. They are all rushing the carriage to pass quickly. At noon, another merchant group passed by, and the bandits waited quietly without changing. In the afternoon, Huakai finally saw the Han family's banner coming far away. The Han family caravan could be 500 meters away. When they reached the ambush, they all drove their horses through quickly, even though they were facing the situation of Huchuo Mountain. Know it well. But who can guarantee that no one will try to attack the Han family here and lay blame on the bandits? After the Han family is the Jia family. The Jia family leader is still at the forefront of the caravan, and the long-term business leader is the signboard. The bandits that are generally familiar rarely start with acquaintances. After Jia's caravan passed, Huakai finally waited for his caravan. I saw my grandfather leading a caravan reserve team at the forefront of the line. Behind was 18 carriages full of goods. There were also female slaves and teenagers sitting on the goods. They waited until the Jia caravan passed through the danger. After the place, the formation is reorganized and plans to pass quickly. Hua Xing doesn't know where the bandits will start, but he still believes in own grandson. Every time I cross the Huchuo mountain pass, I am very careful. He rode through the bandit ambush, which is one of the places most likely to be attacked by caravans. The surrounding silence made him feel that this place might become the final battlefield, and he couldn't help grasping the dragon spear in his hand. Seeing the front team of the Wahia caravan passing by, the Huchuishan bandits didn't make a move. When the 18 carriages were in their sight, they didn't move either. Hua Kai stared at the bandit ambush position quietly, and waited until the last carriage of the Hua family entered the bandit ambush position. He found that the Huchuo mountain bandit had finally moved. 15%. Chapter 86. The Final Revenge End. Most of the Chinese caravan had already passed through the bandit ambush, and when they thought it was safe to pass, a few heads suddenly appeared in the distant valley. There was a scream of killing from a valley not far away. At least there were thousands of people in the formation. The Chinese caravan knew that it had been attacked by bandits and hurriedly organized everyone to establish a car formation. It's a pity that the bandit chose the nearest position of the caravan to launch an attack. At this time, how could it be too late to form a car formation? Hua Xing rode flames to the forefront of the caravan. He found that the bandit appeared in the weakest middle section of the caravan. Now it was too late to organize the defense. He was anxious to command the frontline personnel to stop and bring people back to help. However, there are too many horses in the Hua family, and the road to retreat has been blocked. The bandits have begun to charge from a distance to the carriage position. Now they can only pin their hopes on Yu Jun, Jiazan and others, hoping they can stop the bandit for a moment. The situation has entered the most critical moment. Those bandits have all mounted their horses, and they shouted to give themselves strength, so as to weaken the opponent's confidence in resistance. Hulong. When hundreds of bandits had just rushed out of the valley, before the bandits could get their hips to run, a strong explosion sounded from the bandit team. The sound of the explosion came from the center of the bandit team. More than a dozen horse thieves were near the explosion center. They and their horses were directly torn to pieces by sky-shocking thunder. Everyone in the bandit team only felt a huge impact. Pounce yourself. Before they had any reaction, the whole person lost consciousness, and at the last moment of dying, they didn't know who was attacked. Everyone in the Wahia caravan just felt that their ears were deaf instantly. As if a huge wind hit, the caravan suddenly fell back and forth, and the horses were frightened and began to scream. Fortunately, the Wahia tied all the horses to the carriage early. The horses messed up on their own. The bandits who were full of confidence in themselves just now were all blown up and down, especially when dozens of bandits and the corpses of horses in the horse thieves team were blown up into the sky, which left an unforgettable impression on everyone. Some horse thieves in the periphery of the explosion were thrown off their horses by the frightened horses, and before his brain had any reaction, they were trampled into meatloaf by the horses that rushed down together. After waiting for the explosion, Hua Xing hurriedly stopped the flames. He once again greeted everyone to stop the chaos, while taking the recovered team members and killing them in the direction of the horse thief. Everyone kill with me. Hua Xing and many other people in the Hua family have witnessed the power of sky-shocking thunder. Seeing that the bandits in the distance were blown up and down, they all greeted their teammates to follow and rushed towards the horse thief on horseback. Many people in the Hua family were still buzzing in their heads at this time. How could they hear what Hua Xing was talking about? When they saw Hua Xing killing in the direction of the horse thief, they all followed. Huakai shaking thunder was buried in the right place. At least 300 people were directly killed. The front line of the bandits was also about 200 meters away from the center of the explosion. These distances with weaker strength were enough to be stunned, etc. When everyone from the Hua family rushed forward, only a few dozen masters above the aerodynamic level in the bandit were still conscious. They saw that the Hua family had already been killed and they had not awakened from their panic. Hua Xing saw a thief who had fallen off his horse and looked at him in a daze. Yulong's spear took the opponent's throat directly and directly killed him. Jiazan and others, who came to support the Hua family, saw that Yu Jun had taken the people to kill, and then they reacted. They mounted their war horses and killed them in the direction of the bandits. The caravans who were frightened by their horses and had not calmed down also gave up. The horse rushed in the direction of the explosion. Hua Kai detonated sky-shocking thunder in the valley and opened his eyes. He took the 5 members of the Hua family out of the hidden valley. He wanted to go up to support but was blocked by the scared horses running around in front of him. Most of the horses that escaped from the explosion were already injured. Huakai saw that the caravan had already killed the bandits in ambush and knew that he no longer needed him on the battlefield, so he began to gather these horses. When the Hua family members, Jiazan and other support personnel rushed to the bandits' ambush, they were shocked by everything in front of them. Thousands of bandits were either killed by the bombing or groaning constantly on the ground. Several bandit owners who were far from the explosion center had already recovered. They knew that they were defeated here. Now they are all seriously injured, let alone. It's not bad to stand up in resistance. The first reaction of several Qi practicing realm masters who saw this place was to find a chance to escape, but the Wa family had already occupied the position of Taniguchi. They had to turn over the mountains on both sides of the valley to leave, but how could the Wa family give them a chance? Everyone in the Kaiyuan realm dared to go up and entangle the seriously wounded master of the Qi training realm. The weak resistance only took more than 10 minutes, and all the active bandits in the valley were captured, and the Wa family began to gather up the injured horses that were scattered and fleeing. Wa Kai watched the battle in the distance getting weaker and weaker from outside the valley. He brought a few horses to the caravan to wait. Many women and children in the caravan suffered serious injuries. The damage radius of sky-shocking thunder is 500 meters. Because Huakai was buried underneath and detonated, its power was a bit smaller than in the Haishui tribe last time, but it also slightly injured hundreds of people in the entire Chinese caravan. Huakai's return to the team immediately stabilized the hearts of everyone in the Wa family. After a while, Wa Xing walked out of the valley with a lot of half-dead bandits. Many of these bandits hadn't realized what was going on now, but stared at the Wa family with a blank expression. How do these people deal with? Wa Xing pointed to more than 600 bandits behind him. Many of these bandits were about to be seriously injured and dying. He and him. They are all tied up and taken home. The other prisoners look at Jia's family and Ren's family. If they need it, don't just kill them all. Huakai selected more than 30 qualified B or above. Moreover, for prisoners with a loyalty value greater than -20, if these bandits take home, if they are loyal to Ascension, it will also be an increase in strength to the Chinese family. If the loyalty value does not rise, it will not be too late to kill. The Jia family and others heard that they had selected some young slaves here, and these slaves were still useful to take home. Those fierce-looking or older bandits did not choose any of them. Wa Kai found 6 thieves of the Qi training realm from the group of captives. He asked his grandfather and Wei to identify them. 2 of them were the people who led the attack on the Wahia caravan last year, and one who attacked Wa last year. The master of the Qi training realm of the caravan has been blown to death by sky-shocking thunder. Wa Kai watched so many bandits being killed one by the Wa family, without a trace of pity in his heart. These people don't know how many caravans the robbery killed. The loyalty of the 6 Qi training realm village masters was below -60, and 2 were loyal to below -90. They could no longer get along with ordinary people. After killing all the remaining bandits, Huakai was afraid that someone would pretend to be dead and escape, so that all the bandits who were killed would be repaired. Then everyone cleaned the battlefield. Grandpa, the 5th uncle has been ambushing behind the Evil Wolf village. Evil Wolf village was the one that attacked our Chinese family last time. This time, the main combat power of their cottage was wiped out by us. It was we who defeated the Evil Wolf village to avenge my father in one fell swoop. When Huakai saw that the completion of the main quest 2 was only 89% now, and he knew that he had to break down the Evil Wolf village to complete the quest. He asked Wei to leave his head to clean the battlefield. After he left the Huchuo mountain with the caravan, he took the main family members with more than 300 people and walked towards the Evil Wolf village. When he reached the Evil Wolf village, Wa Kai saw a team of bandits running along the path on horseback. It is likely that Evil Wolf village heard the voice of shaking thunder and sent someone out to check the situation. The bandits saw the Wa family team from far away, and turned around in shock. Wa Kai was afraid that the 5 uncles would be too stressed for a long time, so he asked Grandpa, Yu Jun, Jia Zan and more than 30 masters above the aerodynamic level to go first. When the Evil Wolf was killed, everyone else slowly followed. The location chosen by the Evil Wolf village was quite good. As soon as the Wa family approached the door, they were hit back by countless bows and arrows. This gate is on a steep mountain road, and generally only allows 2 horses to pass side by side. It is not easy to break through the gate. However, the 5 members of the Wa family trained in the Qi realm, and the ordinary bows and arrows of true Qi Wahia could not cause them any harm. Wa Xing and the others had already occupied the mountain gate without a trace of hindrance, and everyone from the Wa family rushed into the Evil Wolf village. The Evil Wolf village is only 200 mu in size, and everyone from the Wa family rushed in and met strong resistance. But when the people practiced their aura and broke through the second gate of the cottage, the whole Evil Wolf village thief finally began to rout. When Wa Kai entered the Evil Wolf village, he saw many bandits kneeling on the ground. Everyone in the Wa family only chased down those bandits who were still fighting and fleeing. Some bandits were running out of the inner courtyard of the cottage with some belongings on their backs. They saw that the gates of the village were all occupied by the Chinese family, and were so scared that they threw their belongings and ran back to the inner courtyard. Wakai also saw some slaves captured by the evil wolf village. Starting to take the opportunity to escape, the entire evil wolf village was in chaos. Wakai has been following the main force of the Wa family into the inner courtyard, and seeing a young and beautiful woman kneeling in the courtyard, all the resistance forces in the entire courtyard have been killed. Yu Jun, take someone to the back mountain as soon as possible. I'm afraid that some bandits will escape from the back mountain. Uncle Wu can't stop him alone. Wakai saw that Yu Junggong, who was covered in blood, killed a man with belongings. The bandit who wanted to escape came to him and said, when Yu Jun heard that a few Wa family teams were here to follow Wakai's guidance, they would kill in the direction of the back mountain. In fact, they didn't need to be guided, just chasing in the direction where there were many bandits. Evil Wolf Village did not find any masters in the Qi training realm, and there were not even a few in the pneumatic realm. In less than half an hour, the voice of resistance in the cottage was weakened. Hua Xing knelt down in the middle of the main courtyard under the bandits. Wakai finally saw that the main task of the system had reached 100%. Congratulations to the host for completing the main task of the family, destroying the Huchuishan bandits. Reward: 1 bottle of intermediate qualification pill, 1 pair of gathering spirit figure array, 100 caddies of spiritual rice. Gathering of spirits. It can condense the world's spiritual qi, enhance the speed of true qi cultivation, promote the growth of plants, and weakly promote the spirituality of animals. Ling rice. A grain containing weak spiritual qi, long-term use has the effect of ascension qualification. Quote. 15%. Chapter 88 Post-war statistics, first more. System prompt. Main task 2 is completed. Main task 3 is being generated. Main task 3. Promote the 9th rank family. Task requirements. 1. The family's comprehensive strength reaches 1000 points unfinished. 2. The loyalty of all members of the family reached 80 points or more, and the loyalty of 3 members reached 100 points completed. 3. The family owns a Qi training realm completed. 4. The number of family allies reaches 3 unfinished. Task reward. 1 seedling of the spirit tree crystal persimmon, 1 bottle of advanced qualification pill, and 1 Xuanbing stone. Crystal persimmon. 2nd rank spirit fruit, sweet taste, sufficient spiritual qi, more consumption can prolong life. Advanced qualification pill. B. The following qualifications are randomly added after taking the qualifications, and the qualifications have been increased by at most 1 big rank. Xuanbing stone. Forging material. Quote. Hearing the system prompt, Wakai couldn't help but smile. The main task is completed intermediate qualification Dan and his aptitude can finally be ascension. Pill refining room. A small number of pill recipes that can be ascension are mostly pill recipes, and the above prompts are probability, and a small amount, which means pill recipes without qualification pill. Wakai was thinking about the main task of the system, when his grandfather Hua Xing came to him. All the bandits in the evil wolf village have been taken down, and I have sent someone to support you in the back mountain. Now the Wafu butler is leading people to clean the warehouse of the evil wolf village. All the bandits are here. Hua Xing came to Wakai and took Wakai to the yard. There were thousands of men, women and children kneeling outside. Gonggong, help, I'm from Lindsay City. Gonggong, we were all arrested. Do not kill me. When Wakai arrived, these people watched Wakai kneeling on the ground and crying. All of them were dressed almost the same. For a while, they couldn't tell whether these people were bandits or captured civilians. Let's tie it all up first. Leave 50 people guarded, whoever moves and kills them. The others go in and clean up all their belongings. We will leave as soon as Uncle Wu comes back. Wakai could have separated the bandits from the common people, but now there is no need. What he cares most about now is what is happening with Uncle Wu. While talking, Wakai heard a noise coming from behind the mountain. He heard the voices of Wu Shu, Yu Jun and others. Wakai approached and saw that the Hua family pressed more than 100 bandits and rushed here. Uncle Wu, there is nothing wrong with everyone. Wakai asked when he saw Uncle Wu come over. It's okay, let me catch a scum today, huh? Hua Zichan looked at a middle-aged man behind him angrily. Dare to come closer. 5th uncle, this is. You got a prisoner? Wakai asked, pointing to the middle-aged man. This little gentleman, I'm a classmate of your 5th uncle. We studied together at Jixia Academy. Although the middle-aged man was tied up, he was polite in speaking. Come out of Jixia Academy. Are you caught here? Hua Kai looked at the person who claimed to be Wushu's classmate and looked not much younger than his grandfather. How could he be tied by Wushu who was really caught? You, tell me who he is. You will be free after speaking. Hua Kai looked at a young man next to the middle-aged and asked, because he found that this young man had 32 points of loyalty, which must be against evil. Lang Jai doesn't have many good feelings, and it's not bad in nature. This is our fourth head. The name is Shu Hua. He used to study at Jixia Academy. At the beginning of this year, he was captured by the head of the village and became the fourth head on the mountain. The thief looked at Huakai after he finished speaking. Okay, you're free, you can go. But don't do utter conscience in the future, forget Huchuo Mountain. Hua Kai said. The Hua family team members untied the young man. Seeing that Hua Kai really wanted to let him go, the young man hurried to the cottage. After running a few steps, he stopped and turned around and said, I also invite the benefactor. Take me in, I was caught by the evil wolf village and I have never killed a person. Hurry up and go home. If you talk nonsense, I will catch you back. Hua Kai said that the young man disappeared all at once. If you have good qualifications, I can let you go. An F+ aptitude is at best a messy life in a lifetime, and I really treat myself as a character if I tell you a few more words. Watching that young man leave, Hua Kai turned to look at Shu Hua next to Uncle Wu. Shu Hua, level 5 of the Qi practicing realm. Qualification, C. Physique, 45. Strength, 49. Will, 56. Farmer, student. Mind method, Shenong 100 Grass Scriptures, intermediate mind method of heavenly rank. Spells, Gon Lin Shu, Da Cheng, life promoting skill, Xiao Cheng, spirit exploring skill, introduction. Loyalty, 41. This person is a bit interesting. Only the C qualification can cultivate to the 5th level of the Qi realm, and he only practices the mind method but not the martial skill. This is the first time Hua Kai has seen such a pure scholar. Since it's a classmate of Uncle Wu, someone has come to untie Mr. Shu Hua. Since Mr. Shu Hua has studied in Jixia Academy, he will definitely not be a bandit. Mr. Shu knows who the bandit is here and who the common people are. Hua Kai asked, pointing to the many prisoners who were kneeling on the ground. This evil wolf village is not all bad guys. I basically know all the bandits on the mountain. After Shu Hua finished speaking, he identified the bandits one by one in the group of captives. The bandits he recognized were basically loyalty values below -30, and of course there were some who admitted wrong. Huakai asked people to take the selected more than 200 vicious and difficult bandits and kill them all, leaving them behind and maybe going out to do evil again. Shu Hua identified the bandit, and everyone in the Hua family began to change their impression of him. Knowing that he was Hua Zichen's classmate, they all called him Mr. Shu politely. Only then did Shu Hua know that the child he was talking to was the head of the Hua family. Just now he asked himself to identify the thief. This is to completely remove the suspicion of the thief. He is a farmer who only farms and has not learned any martial skill. In order to survive in the evil wolf village, it is a must to become the 4th master. Hua Kai saw that the loyal bandits below -30 were taken out and killed, leaving these bandits all knelt on the ground and shivered. Hua Kai walked past each of them. If the loyalty value drops, it means that this person is malicious towards the Hua family, and he is pulled out and killed directly. If the loyalty value ascending shows that the other party is grateful to the Chinese family, these people can survive. After everything is processed, Evil Wolf Village will only leave more than 700 prisoners. Wufu also sorted out all the belongings in the cottage at this time. Patriarch, all the seizures of the Evil Wolf Village have been counted. A total of 1,439 taels of gold, 62,073 taels of silver, 5 or 6 million bone coins. In addition, there are 21 pieces of silk brocade, 260 pieces of cotton cloth, more than 2,800 pieces of coarse cloth, and hundreds of teas. Jin, thousands of weapons below Tier 4. More than 27,000 stones were found in their granaries, 8,400 stones for rice, 3,000 stones for soybeans, and tens of thousands of stones for other coarse grains. In addition, there are 19 steed horses, 316 strong horses, 284 horses, more than 1,300 cattle, and more than 2,000 sheep. There are also some elixir, animal bones, and furs that have not been counted because of too many things. Hua Fu said in Hua Kai's ear. Everyone was excited to hear that the Hua family had seized this time. Jia Zan and other family reinforcements were also envious. The value of the harvest should exceed 6,000 gold. But Hua Kai felt that there was a problem. Evil Wolf Village has been the strongest thief in Huchuo Mountain for decades, and his annual income is more than that. Millions of bone coins have been confiscated, and gold is still less than 1,000 taels. Moreover, there are not many valuable goods such as tea and silk, leaving behind some grain, coarse cloth, cattle and sheep that are not easy to transport. Hua Kai was thinking about it, and Hua Fu whispered in his ear, "These gold and silk teas are good for transportation, and there are too many grains and bone coins to be transported. Let everyone sort out all the money and goods first. Let the remaining captives go away. Give each person 2 sheep and 5 pieces of cloth to leave. It would be a waste if we can't take these things and stay here." Hua Kai said to Hua Fu. He doesn't care how many of these people will be robbed halfway after they take things, as long as 1/10 of them escape home and publicize the deeds of the Hua family, Hua Kai's goal will be achieved. To be recognized by the monarch of Qi, to promote a family to a family, not only the family itself needs to be strong, reputation and relationships are also very important. Following the family members into the treasury, Hua Kai let everyone out, pressing his hand on a pile of bone coins, and these bone coins disappeared. These bone coins enter the family secret realm space and turn them into a bunch of numbers, which can be taken out as long as Hua Kai needs them. From the silver warehouse, Hua Kai came to the grain warehouse. The total amount of grain stored here exceeds 40,000 shi. Based on the annual consumption of 2 shi for an adult, this food is enough for the entire Guangxian city to eat for 1 year. This Baoguang glazed glass bottle can hold food, but let me suck it slowly while holding the bottle, and I can't finish it for a month. Hua Kai thought of a good way to take away all the food, that is, to put all the food in the Baoguang glass bottle. Baoguang glazed glass bottle. The mouth of the bottle has the thickness of the thumb and there is no problem with putting in grain. He held the Baoguang glazed glass bottle with the mouth of the bottle pointed at an open wheat bag. The wheat at the mouth of the bottle only needs to be moved by Hua Kai's mind. They were all sucked out of the bottle, and it took nearly 10 seconds for a bag of wheat to suck up, and almost stuck the cloth bag into the bottle mouth. I should get a small tool. If I increase the mental energy control, this Baoguang glass bottle can have more suction power. As long as the action is fast, emptying all the food in 1 day is not a problem. Hua Kai thought. Food is not more than money. Depositing food in the Baoguang glass bottle in case of any accident in the Hua family, it will not make everyone hungry. This is much more effective than saving money. So Hua Kai asked people to tie more than 10 thick ropes to the central beams of the granary to form a circle. Nearly 50 pieces of coarse cloth were used under the rope to make a cloth funnel. The whole cloth funnel was fixed and one was dug out from the bottom. Put the mouth of the Baoguang colored glass bottle into the hole the same size as the mouth of the Baoguang colored glass bottle and fix it. Hua Kai asked people to carry the wheat bags and pour them into the cloth funnel. The wheat was all piled up at the mouth of the Baoguang glass bottle. When Hua Kai increased the mental energy slightly, the wheat in the cloth funnel continued to enter the Baoguang glass bottle. Middle. Because this cloth funnel is so big, it won't be crowded even if 100 people enter the wheat at the same time. Hua Kai watched all the grain continuously enter the cloth funnel, and he increased the suction power of the Baoguang glass bottle and soon all the grains entered. Baoguang glass bottle. 15%. Chapter 89 Second. With the strength of the Kaiyuan realm, it is easy to carry 10,000 caddies of goods in 1 hour. The Hua family listened to Hua Kai's order and poured all the wheat into the cloth funnel. Although everyone didn't know what Hua Kai was doing, they still followed the instructions. The tens of thousands of caddies of grain that hundreds of people poured into the cloth funnel saw a little less, and everyone felt it was amazing, but they didn't ask much. There are many things that ordinary people in this world can't understand. Hua Kai asked the family members who came in to move food to be loyal to more than 70 points, and Hua Kai is relatively at ease for them. More than 40,000 stones of grain is less than 10 million caddies. Hundreds of people in the Chinese family can carry millions of caddies of grain in an hour, and until dark, the warehouse has already moved more than half of the wheat. Hua Kai controlled the Baoguang glazed glass bottle, and when he harvested too much wheat, he began to feel dizzy. He asked everyone to rest for a while. He left the granary and saw that there were many prisoners kneeling on the ground in the yard, unwilling to leave. What's going on? Hua Kai rubbed his temples, feeling that the headache could be a little better. Just now, he controlled the Baoguang glass bottle for more than 2 hours, and he felt that he had to sleep for a while. Patriarch, these people are all homeless. They hope we can take them in. I persuaded them several times, but they all knelt on the ground and didn't want to leave. Yu Jun saw Hua Kai coming out with a pale face and stepped forward. Speaking of, if you don't want to leave, let's go back to Guangxian with us tomorrow. As for whether you can join the Hua family in the future, it depends on their performance. By the way, my grandfather and fifth uncle, Hua Kai Yujun said. I'm discussing with Shu Hua in the main living room how to deal with other cottages. Yu Jun said. Hua Kai came to the main living room and saw that his grandfather was talking to Shu Hua. He saw Hua Kai coming in and hurriedly let him sit down. Why is my face so ugly? I just discussed with Shu Hua and felt that basically all the big cottages in Huchuo Mountain were in our hands this time. We can definitely win them easily if we go to other cottages now. Hua Xing may be listening. After today's seizure, I was thinking of taking down all the other cottages. Grandpa, let's not even think about other cottages. Winning an evil wolf cottage is already very good for our Hua family. Let other caravans deal with the remaining cottages, Hua Kai said. After listening to Hua Xing and thinking about it, he probably understood why Hua Kai did it. This time, the Hua family has wiped out the evil wolf village, which is very incredible in the family. If the Hua family wiped out all the bandits in Huchuo Mountain in one go, what would all the families in Qi State think? After so many years, the Huchuo Mountain bandits have been unable to be wiped out. Are all the families in Qi State worse than a small Chinese family? After thinking about this, Hua Xing realized that he had been dazzled by the upgrade. He asked when Hua Kaihua's family would leave. It takes about 2 days to go home after leaving Huchuo Mountain. Uncle Wu, later you will bring a few people to catch up with our caravan, and let the caravan wait for us in Xinwen County for a day. You go home to report. Bring this 100 gold, and the caravan goes home to celebrate and try to make it bigger. Every village outside the city, every family in the city will bring the words to you. The Hua family has wiped out the thousands of bandits on Huchuo Mountain this time, so you can't keep a low profile. NS. At this time, the low key will attract the suspicion of the big family. It's better to put everything on the table, because the Hua family has reached the standard of the family. According to the system prompts, the Hua family can be promoted to the family with only 2 small goals. In the evening, the Hua family vigilantly arranged several groups in the Huchuojai open and secret posts. All the prisoners were arranged to rest. Everyone in the Hua family also began to take turns to rest. Hua Kai entered the room and slept for 2 hours before waking up. Big Dream View. The role of the special mental method of the god level played an important role at this moment. He woke up only feeling refreshed, waking up the family members and continuing to collect food from the granary with him. After 2 hours, Hua Kai felt that mental energy was exhausted, and went back to sleep. It went back and forth 4 times. All the food in the warehouse was collected cleanly. It was already the next morning. The Hua family carried all the things seized by the evil wolf village into a carriage, and some cloths were directly carried on the backs of cows or horses. In this way, more than 300 people and more than 300 rescued prisoners left with the huge herd of cattle and sheep. On the other side, Hua Zichen went back to the caravan last night and saw that everything was in good condition. He told everyone in the caravan about the evil wolf village. Everyone shouted when they heard the Hua family's victory over the evil wolf village. It was a crazy action for the Hua family to deal with the Huchuo Mountain bandits. Even a family of ordinary families would not easily use their caravans as bait to deal with the bandits. It was only when everyone knew that the Hua family had won. Everyone can think that when they return to Guangxian, the entire Guangxian city will look at the Hua family with admiration, thinking that the Hua family might be promoted to the family by this opportunity, and everyone is excited. He conveyed Hua Kai's words to Wei, and Hua Zichen rode a BMW towards Guangxian early in the morning. The road only rested for an hour, and by noon Hua Zichen saw the gate of Huahiapu. In Huahiapu, Hua Zawan just arranged the village patrol. As the Hua family moved the weapon shop to its own village, the size of the village has more than doubled this year, and the entire family affairs have become more cumbersome. In the past few days, there is often an unprovoked person in the village. With the coming home of the caravans of various families in Guangxian County, the Shen family and other major families in Guangxian County have more subtle attitudes towards the Hua family. Hua Zawan waiting for the core members of the family has always been restless these days. After checking all the expenses and personnel arrangements for wheat harvesting in the village recently, Hua Zawan closed the account book. Hua Kai and Hua Xing were not at home. He had to make up his mind about everything. Only by sitting in this position can he deeply appreciate the pressure on the head of the family. Suddenly Hua Zawan heard a noise outside the yard, and his son Hua Yu ran in with sweating profusely. Why are you so flustered? Didn't you tell you to calm down when things happen? Hua Zawan taught his son, with a doting look on his face. Hua Yu is less than 8 years old this year, and he already has 4 levels of aura. What's more commendable is that he likes to practice martial arts. Nowadays, the split air gun has been small, not much different from Hua Zichen and Hua Kai when he was young. The village already has the name of genius. Father. Uncle Wu. Uncle Wu is back. Hua Yu said breathlessly. What? Where is your 5th uncle? Hua Zawan hurriedly got up from the chair and stood up excitedly. Hua Yu could feel his whole body trembling slightly. Just at the gate, everyone in the village has passed. I heard that our caravan will be back in 3 days. Hua Yu said happily. Hua Zawan got up and walked out of his yard. He saw a large crowd at the entrance of the village. The 5th disciple Hua Zichen was riding on a wonderful horse surrounded by everyone. Seeing Hua Zawan coming, everyone gave him away. Hua Zawan saw the calm and confident smile on Hua Zichen's face, finally letting go of the worry in his heart. 4 brothers. 5th brother, where are Kyer and Dad? Hua Zawan asked when he came to Hua Zichen. This time the caravan came back with a lot of things, and it will take 2 or 3 days to come back. Kyer asked me to go home to prepare for the celebration. At this time, they should be in Xinwen County soon. Hua Zichen finished. All the Wahiapu villagers onlookers couldn't help but smile, and everything was fine when they arrived in Xinwen County. That's great. You get off the horse and go home first. I will let your sister-in-law cook 2 good dishes at noon today. We will arrange the celebration and we won't be late in the afternoon. Hua Zawan said. When Hua Zichen got off his horse, Jia Ding took his horse away. The villagers of the Hua family saw that Hua Zichen's horse was so beautiful, they knew it must be a BMW. The Wahia business can bring back BMW this time, and the gain is certainly not small. Just right, there are some things for you to tell the 4th brother, the 2nd and 3rd brothers are at home. Hua Zichen asked. I also have something to tell you. The 2nd and 3rd brothers are both at home, and I will call them together later. Hua Zawan said that Lahua Zichen came to their home. Hua Zichen told the 4th brother that when the family brought back 11 BMWs, more than 300 horses, and 350 horses, Hua Zawan couldn't believe the glaring boss. When I learned that the Hua family now has 4 masters in the Qi level, and most of the more than 460 slaves in the caravan have returned to the Hua family, Hua Zawan knew that everything the Hua family had lost in Guangxian was no longer important. Shen's family. Humph, let's wait for Kyer to come back. They dare to swallow our weapon shop so much, they will vomit all of them. 2nd brother staying at home is also very good. I think all the new shops in our village are all not bad. Hua Zichen disagrees with the family's lost weapon shop. The weapon shop's annual income is not enough to bring back a horse to earn much. Just as he was talking, the old lady and Hua Kai's mother Huang Shuyun came, and the 2 of them were considered to be the core direct descendants of the Hua family. Hua Zawan must first obtain the consent of his mother and sister-in-law to make any big decisions. Hearing that everything was fine in the caravan, the old lady and Huang Shuyun shed tears in excitement. At this time, Hua Zili and Hua Ziji also came. Everyone heard Hua Zichen talk about the little things on the business road, and everyone was excited. Hua Kai's calm and wise handling of things appeared in everyone's minds. So it seems that Dad has the most foresight, and the Hua family will become stronger and stronger if the family is handed over to Kyer early. Hua Ziji couldn't help but sigh after hearing it. I lost the family shop. I really don't know how to face Kyer. Fortunately, the caravan returned safely. Hua Zili said reproachfully. Huang Shuyun comforted Hua Zili, and everyone didn't get too entangled in the weapon shop. The Shen family's problems will naturally be handled by Kyer. This time through Hutuition, Shen's family colluded with the evil wolf village. Hua Zichen said about passing Hutuition, and everyone was frightened. Zihua Kai has eliminated the evil wolf village to avenge his father, and the invisible mountain in everyone's heart has finally disappeared. Now we must quickly prepare the place where the 460 slaves will live when they return home. All new members of the family who have been accepted by the family must arrange their new residences. Those who are prepared can first arrange them in the main courtyard and several of our yards. The slaves we just need to live together in the new workshop compound. Our caravan must be bigger to celebrate when we go home. All villages outside Guangxian County must notify them, and all families in the city must also send invitations. This time I brought back 100 gold specifically for this celebration. 16%. Chapter 90 The Attitudes of All Parties Collection plus 1 more. On September 21st, the wheat in Guangxian was about to be harvested. Everyone in Wahiapu is happy, because they already know that the family caravan is coming back. Every time the caravan returns, as long as it makes money, a celebration will be held. The more the harvest, the larger the celebration, which represents the family. More and more powerful. The villagers of Wahiapu were assembled early in the morning, and everyone began to assign tasks. Some people began to tidy up the newly built yard and put new furniture and bedding in it. This was requested by Huakai. All guest rooms in the main courtyard and Wazi Wanjia were also cleaned, because it was said that the Wahia bought a lot of homes in the grassland this year. Yu is now on the 5th floor of the aerodynamic realm and is one of the family's main combat forces. He left Wahiapu with more than 20 people from the Wa family early in the morning. Today, his task is to collect the goods needed for the caravan's return. Captain, you can buy 100 sheep and 5 cows at a time, right? How can we use so many things in our village? A villager said with disbelief when he heard Yu's words. How could it be wrong? See, he gave me 30 gold in the morning, and I was shocked at that time. If I bought the 30 gold light for food, then I must not buy all the cattle and sheep outside the city of Guangxian. See, he said that if you encounter the county town, I bought 500 catties of wild beast meat. When have we been so lavish in Wahiabao for so many years? Yu said with a proud smile on his face. Wild beast meat. Our caravan returns to eat wild beast meat. How much money did the caravan earn this time? A family member exclaimed. I think I can earn at least 300 gold. A family member said. 300 gold, dare to spend 30 gold to buy food. I think at least you can make 1,000 gold. Another expert Ding said. Everyone can't imagine how much money it is. Wahiabao couldn't make dozens of gold a year before. The few villagers who just joined the Wahia this year couldn't help but feel fortunate that this Wahia is about to be promoted to the dynasty. The entire Wahiapu has been buying special purchases all day long. The family members felt the refreshment of waving tens of thousands of bone coins. Everyone knew that this time the Wahia went to the grassland to make a lot of money. This is about to develop. Huang Guangqi also heard that the caravan from Guangxian to the grassland was coming back this day. The Wa family made a lot of money in the grassland this time. After lunch at noon, he heard that a Wa family came over. When they came in, it turned out to be the Wa family 12-year-old Wa Mo. Uncle, the Chinese caravan Haodian returns. My father and uncle are preparing for the event. I am here today to invite the Huang family to celebrate the return of the Chinese caravan. I will also invite my uncle to participate in person at that time. As the cousin of Wakai, Wamo had the evil spirit who led the family to go business on the grassland at the age of 13. The family tried their best to exercise the abilities of outstanding young people over the age of 12, and this was how Wamo was sent to the Huang family. Huang Guangqi is Wakai's uncle, and Wamo will naturally be called uncle. Yeah, I have heard about your Wa family. I will definitely be there in person when the time comes. The Wa family has such outstanding young people as your brothers, and it will definitely become stronger and stronger in the future. The relationship between the Huang family and the Wa family is extraordinary, and it must be. To support the Wa family. In the afternoon, more and more people from Guangxian caravans went home to report letters. The whole Guangxian knew that the Wa family outside the city had made a lot of money by going through business this time, and that the Wa family actually had 4 chi training realms. This news is like a huge boulder being thrown on the calm water. All the families are considering how to get along with the Wa family in the future. After all, the entire Guangxian city with more than 4 people in the Qi training stage is also the only county magistrate Han Shu and 8th Pin Lixian in the city. Wei Chengwei, governor of the 8th rank history, Zheng, and the 4 families of the 7th rank Wang clan, the Wa clan will certainly not be satisfied with staying outside the city. On September 22nd, the entire city of Guangxian will be overwhelmed by the atmosphere of the return of the caravans. The merchant families will bring back huge profits. Families without merchants will be able to purchase grassland goods from them, and they will also be able to change hands. Make a lot of money. This morning, Wazawan arranged all the work for today. Now the preparations for the return of the Wahia caravan have been almost done. Not only are the various villages outside Guangxian County sure to come to join in at that time, even the big families in the county are also there. It is clearly stated that it will come, but the families in the county seat have not yet responded. See ye, the Jia family is here, and the eldest son Jia Jian is sent here. Would you like See Ye to greet him personally? Wazawan feels a bit inexplicable. As a ninth-class family in Guangxian County, the Jia family is under their management of the entire northern part of the county. There are more than 20 large and small boats in their family. Today they will send someone to Hua's family, and they are still the eldest son of their family. It's very different. You go and inform the second, third, and fifth masters and let them greet me with me. Hua Zhawan thought about it and said. The four brothers came to the gate of Wahiapu. A man dressed in brocade clothes got on and off the Jia's carriage. After the carriage was followed by more than 20 Jiajiahiading, Hua Zhawan saw this place saluting Jia Jian. Aristocratic families are different from ordinary families. If the etiquette is not good, the aristocratic family has every reason to hold the ordinary family accountable. Several uncles don't have to be too polite. Yesterday, the Jia's caravan reporter came back and said that the Jia's family could return safely this time. Thanks to the help of Hua's family, my father asked me to come to Wahiapu in person early this morning. Thank you. Jia Jian is polite and speaks appropriately. The people of Hua Zhawan were relieved when they heard this. Jia Jian came to the Hua family on behalf of the Jia family's head this time, which shows that the Jia family is getting along with the Hua family on an equal basis. All of them couldn't help but look at Hua Zichen, who was aside, wondering what kind of help the Hua family gave to the Jia family this time, and how they could make the Jia family treat it like this. Hua Zichen pretended not to see, and smiled lightly at the corner of his mouth. These negotiations between families are not what he is good at. Everything will be explained to everyone when Hua Kai comes back. Jia Jian entered Wahiapu and gave a gift of gratitude, saying that he would not come in person when the Jia caravan returned tomorrow, but would send other representatives. The two parties talked about the same. Jia Jian proposed to visit Hua Kai's mother and grandma. Strictly speaking, the most important people today are the old lady and Huang Shuyun. Jia Jian called the grandma directly when he met Huang Shuyun, and aunt's name when he saw Huang Shuyun. Everyone understands that the Jia family really wants to treat the Hua family as an ally, and the relationship between the two families will be as close as the Huang family and the Zheng family in the future. After Jia Jian left, the representatives of the Ren family, Tai family and Chen family in Guangxian County all came to the Hua family to express their gratitude. The gifts they brought were very rich. Roughly speaking, most of them were more than 5 gold. Everyone in the Hua family finally understood one thing. Things. Wahia is different from before. At this time, in the Shen family courtyard in Guangxian County, Shen Yueru and Shen Beio's sister and brother were sitting under their mother with frowning eyes. They had heard about the return of the Chinese caravan. Mother, you said at the beginning that you helped me store the land deeds and deeds for the Hua family's weapons, but in the end it was little brother who forced the Hua family out of Guangxian. Now the Hua family caravan came back. 4. What shall we do now? Shen Yueru knelt in front of her mother and cried. Shen Yueru's mother, as the relative aunt of the head of the Shen family, had been sitting behind the Shen family for so many years to suppress the Guangxian ordinary family, and accumulated a lot of wealth and prestige for the family. At this time, she sat on the main seat and closed her eyes to speak. How about the Hua family caravan coming back? They still dare not do anything to our Shen family. Shen Yueru's mother said softly. Mother, you can't say that. We are only 3 of the Shen family who are practicing Qi Jing. This time we robbed the Hua family's store. How could the Hua family let this matter go? I'm afraid that the family will take responsibility for everything by then. When it comes to us, my son will be the first person to be pushed out. Mother, I don't want to die. Chen Bao suddenly knelt in front of her mother and cried out. Shen Yueru was also crying from the side. She did not expect that the Hua family would actually be developed, reaching the point where she might be able to fight against the Shen family. Thinking of what she had done in the Hua family in recent years, she was terrified in her heart. After all, she is the daughter-in-law of the Hua family, and she has been hiding in the Shen family for more than half a year. If the Hua family wants the Shen family to put themselves back now, the Shen family has no reason to refuse, and then he. Thinking of this, Shen Yueru looked at her mother pleadingly. This time she offended the Hua family so badly, but it was the mother's idea in front of her. All right, don't cry, don't cry. I'll go to the Patriarch later. I'm just your sons and daughters. How can I ignore you? Just wait in the quiet yard. The old woman said quietly after a while. In the afternoon, Hua Zili was leading people to clean up the stables and cattle sheds. Although the stables and cattle sheds were newly built this year, they still could not accommodate the placement of more than 600 horses. Therefore, today he took someone to clean up all the cattle sheds. Horses can be settled in the bullpen. Someone came to tell Wazi that Shen Yueru was outside the village, and the fourth master asked him to ask himself if he wanted to let him in. Wazili sneered in his heart. He and Shen Yueru had been married for more than 10 years. Don't you know what the other party wanted to do when they came back? A few days ago, he still made people pay attention to whether Shen Yueru and Chen Bao left the Shen family. If they left the Shen family, he was ready to kill the two with his own hands, one life for two, but he didn't expect that the other party would come back by himself. Haha, knowing to look for me at this time, the Hua family doesn't need such a daughter-in-law. I know. After Hua Zili finished speaking, he concentrated on rebuilding the bullpen. Shen Yueru waited for more than an hour at the gate of Wahiapu. The guard who went back to ask for instructions came back and ignored him from a distance, knowing what the Wahia's attitude towards him was. Shen Yueru's mother decided to let Shen Yueru return to the Hua family to visit the Hua family after discussing with the Shen family's head. Shen Yueru was already a little panicked at this time. If the Hua family did not let go, she might really have to be given up. At this time, she thought of her own son Hua Mo. If Hua Mo was willing to see her, then everything was hopeful. But to her disappointment, she managed to persuade the guards to bring the words to Hua Mo, but Hua Mo refused to see her, and waited until Shen Yueru to leave the gate of Wahiapu City in the evening. 16%. Chapter 91 Caravan Going Home Collection plus 2 more. On September 23rd, the city's chefs were invited to Wahiapu. There were more than 10 rows of pots and pans on the martial arts field. The village was filled with neatly arranged tables and chairs. The Wahia killed 30 early in the morning. With a sheep and 5 cows, all the children in the village put on new clothes today. The scent of lamb permeated the entire Wahiabao, but everyone gathered on the wall and stared at the official road in the distance, waiting for the return of the Wahia caravan. The caravan has come to Redstone Mountain, don't block the city gate. A member of the village protection team rode to explore the road early in the morning, and turned around to report the letter after seeing the Chinese caravan. Little Stone, how many cows and horses our caravan brought back this time, have you seen it? An old Wahiabao village veteran saw the village guard team member come back and asked with a smile. I didn't count, our caravan was ranked 3rd in the caravan. I saw the old man in front of the caravan and I came back. The team member saw the village elder questioning and had to come back. You kid, let you explore the path without knowing anything. Ranked 3rd. That's terrible. The village elder couldn't close his mouth when he heard this smile. How come I don't know anything? I saw our caravan horses in a piece, stretched thousands of meters. The cattle and sheep followed more than 5 miles. Our caravan, I think there are at least 7,800 people. Speaking of this member of the village protection team was afraid to speak up. When the Hua family left, there were only 52 people. How come the number of people has increased by more than 10 times? If he did not see the few people in front of the caravan, he knew him, he would think he was himself. I read it wrong. Go and go, unreliable stuff. The village elder scolded, and the team member could only scratch his head when he heard this. Hua Kai rode in the middle of the caravan, and all the old players in the Hua family were excited and urged the new players to hurry up. After waiting for Hua Xing from Redstone Mountain to come over, Hua Kai rode at the forefront of the team. All caravans get off the car. This is the tradition of caravans returning home for many years, so that relatives who greet them from a distance can see them earlier. After Shigu Mountain, you can see Wahiapu's figure here. The Han family and Jia family caravans continued to advance along the official road, and Hua Kai saw a team of nearly 1,000 people outside Wahiabao slowly approaching here. On horseback, stand at the forefront of the caravan. Now you are the head of the Hua family. Bringing the caravan back should be welcomed by everyone. Hua Kai saw his grandmother, mother and several village elders walking in the forefront of all the welcoming teams. Several uncles could only follow them. He wanted to go up to meet his grandma and mother, but was blocked by his grandfather. Everyone in the Hua family saw the whole village slowly approaching the caravan. The front members of the caravan couldn't help but slow down. The rear team, horse team, cattle team, and sheep team also followed. Hua Xing rode behind Hua Kai's right, leaving him a horse position. At this time, Hua Zichen rode a BMW out of the welcoming crowd and came to the left of Huakai. The core members of the family including Yu Jun, Wu Fu, Wei Beidu and Zhuang followed Hua Xing and Hua Zichen. Everyone the horse slowly approached the greeter team. When it was only 100 meters away from the greeter team, Hua Kai and others stopped the horse stance, and grandma, mother and several village elders stepped forward. Hua Kai saw his grandmother walk to his horse with a trembling body, took the horse's rein, gently stroked the BMW's neck under his crotch, and watched the horse gently said, "Thank you." Hua Kai didn't know whether his grandmother was talking about the horse or about herself. At this moment, his tears couldn't help streaming down. He dismounted to help the grandma and said it was not hard work, but his mother looked at herself with a smile in tears. Several village elders also came to the grandfather, the fifth uncle and the others to help them lead the horses. At this time, all the members of the Chinese family were dismounted in unison. Someone in the Hua family's welcome team stepped forward and took their horse away. At this moment, the business trip this year is completely over. Hua Kai walked in the forefront. All Wahiapu villagers made way for him and walked to the door of the village. Hua Kai saw Wahiabao old man and his parents all staring at the caravan on the city wall. They were looking for their own son or husband to come back. When I came to the new martial arts ground, the altar was already set up here. Hua Kai took the incense handed by the village elder and lit it, and then he got up after 3 prayers to the sky. The ceremony of going home is over. Son, let me see if I have lost weight after going out for half a year. Huang Shuyun waited for the ceremony to be over. The first one came up and pulled Hua Kai to touch his face and body, wondering if his son was injured. Mother, I'm all fine. My father's revenge has been taken away, and the entire evil wolf village has been wiped out by us. Hua Kai looked at his mother and said, My mother knows. Go home and change clothes. Huang Shuyun took Hua Kai home to wash and change clothes, and then took off his armor and returned home. The caravan members had successfully completed this mission. All the old team members were taken home by their relatives. The family members of 2 members who were unable to go home took the urn in tears. All the horses and goods of the caravan entered slowly through the gate. At this time, the Wahiapu villagers believed how rich the Hua family went to the grassland this time. More than 500 horses were seized from Huchuo Mountain. In addition to the original more than 640 horses of the Hua family, the total number of horses exceeded 1,000. The 18 carriages are neatly placed in the center of the martial arts training ground. Tomorrow, the carriages can only be moved when all the guests arrive. But with the thousands of cattle and sheep behind the caravan, it is difficult to enter Wahiapu. Wazawan had no choice but to stop the cattle and sheep outside the village. All the Huchuishan captives who had followed the Hua family were not allowed to enter the village. Even so, the stables and cattle sheds could not fit in. Wazili and Waziji are busy settling in their new family members. 93 new players, 31 women and teenagers were all arranged in the main courtyard of Hua Kai. The remaining 62 players, including Han Jinsheng and Qing Jirtai, were assigned to the new yard. If they don't have a family, they can marry a wife and have children in Wahiapu. This yard is all the benefits of the Wahia. 128 of the 214 preparations were arranged in the Hua Kai main courtyard. They were arranged by the Wafu butler. 2 or 3 people lived in the same room. Of course, men and women were separated. The remaining 86 preparers, Ding Quan, were divided into the 4-member courtyard of Wazili, Waziji, Wazawan, and Wazichan brothers. Hua Xing did not usually manage family affairs at home and liked to be clean. Enough. There were also 143 slaves brought back from the grassland. They were all arranged in the courtyard of the Wahia workshop. The Wahia workshop occupies a large area of Wahia Fort. After the Battle of Huchuo Mountain, many of these slaves were loyal and worthy. Having reached 60 points or more, Hua Kai has great use for keeping them here. After the members of the Chinese caravan were separated, they went home and changed their clothes before returning to the martial arts training ground. At this time, all the tables have been set up with delicious food, and all Wahiapu villagers can enjoy these foods at this time. The entire Wahiabao is as lively as it is during the festival, and some Wahiabao-affiliated villages also come to enjoy the joy of harvest at this time. As an affiliated village of Wahiapu, they can take part of the goods from Wahia at low prices this time. All the goods returned by the caravan from the grassland are slowly digested in this way. After having lunch at noon, Hua Xing came to the living room of the main yard, and he came to discuss with Hua Kai how to handle these goods. Fur, animal bones, etc. are easy to say. Such a large herd of cattle and sheep are all blocked outside the Wahiabao, and it is not easy for the Wahia to feed. Hua Kai asked Erzhuang to call in several family members above the pneumatic level, including Uncle, Waiyu, Wei Beidu, Han Jinsheng, Qing Jirtai, and so on. Today is a family meeting. It was also the first time that Wazawan and others met Han Jinsheng, Qing Jirtai and others. After Huakai asked the newcomers to introduce themselves, the family meeting began. First, Huakai gave a general account of the business process. He focused on the business environment and the Ordos tribe in the grasslands. Then Wazawan recounted all the things that happened in Wahiapu after Shah Huakai and his party left. We must pay attention to the affairs of the Shen family. Shen Yueru failed to enter the Wahiapu gate, and the Shen family has not made any other actions these days. I am afraid they will attack us. Kair, you leave these days. The village had better let your fifth uncle or Yujun be with you, and one of you two had to stay in the main house at night. After Hua Xing heard that Wazili and Wazawan talked about the Shen family, he couldn't help but remind them. We must settle the Shen family's account with them. We will discuss everything after all our goods are sold. All personnel have been arranged. Let's talk about the handling of goods first. After talking about the family, Wakai said, this time I went to business and gained. We will choose some cattle and sheep ourselves, and let our villagers choose the others first. This time all caravan members have the priority to choose. Then our villagers and affiliated villagers will send people to the Huang family and Zheng family in the afternoon. If they need cattle and sheep, they will select them. All prices are calculated at 80% of the market price. Huakai said that even if the distribution plan for these cattle and sheep is determined, the family's selection of cattle and sheep is in charge of Sanshu Hua Ziji. Next is the horses. We have brought back thousands of horses this time. Anyone who wants to pick them up early. Except for the horses I specifically mentioned, you can choose the other horses at will. If the Huang family and the Zheng family, if you want a horse, let them choose tomorrow. The celebration of the return of the caravan is actually a distribution of goods. Those who have a good relationship will choose first, and the profit will be greater if they resell. Let the Hua family sell the cattle and sheep themselves, and don't know when they will be sold, and the Hua family has no energy to greet the cattle, sheep and even the horses. What if a family from the city comes? Hua Zili said at this time. When they come, Haotian can only start selecting horses. If you want to give them to the cattle and sheep. By the way, I want to send you the caravan's wages as soon as possible so that everyone can have money to buy the goods. All new team members are based on this. The strength can only take half of Sheng's wages, and the preparations will be halved again. Wakai thought for a while and said. Ordinary people mostly use bone coins and silver. Huakai now carries more than 6 million bone coins, and the total value of silver is more than 1,200 gold. If these changes are scattered in Wahiapu, it will definitely make the entire Wahiapu prosperous. Several grades. 16%. Chapter 92. Everyone was thrilled to hear that Huakai wanted to pay their wages. Every time the caravan had to spend at least 10% of the net profit to distribute the wages to everyone wanted to know how much they could get. How much to send and how to distribute, I have already calculated it on the way back. I don't say it roughly, now let's talk about how much each person can get when they are divided. Wakai said and took out a piece of parchment. It records everyone's strength, credit, and the amount of money that should be paid. Uncle Wu, you are on the 7th floor of the Qi level. A total of 4 times, including the great skill of beheading the silver moon blue wolf, 21 times of small skill, should be issued 294 gold and 31 silver. Wakai said. Everyone exclaimed. How much is nearly 300 gold? Hua Zichen didn't say anything here. Wakai gave him far more money than this. Now he has built his new yard, except that he is the 30 newly appointed preparers, and he will live at home in the future. In China, it is impossible to have no money. The second place is Yujun, at the 8th level of Qi level. 2 times of great skill, 19 times of small skill, should be awarded 216 gold and 54 silver. Third place, Grandpa. Let's forget Grandpa. I don't have to worry about everything in the house for eating and drinking, and it's useless to ask for money. Hua Xing heard that his grandson wanted to divide himself up. Before you cannot give it, now you have to give it. This time the family reaped a lot of money and keep it, and spend it to become family strength. You can give it to other people if you don't need it. I didn't tll you when my 2 aunts started the spring. Is it about borrowing money? Hearing what Wakai said, Hua Xing did not refuse. Others didn't know that he knew that the elixir and strange stones in Wakai's hand were worth more than 100,000 gold, and the value would be even higher if they were refined into medicine pill. The Hua family must now spend their money quickly, so that everyone around them can benefit, and all the families in Guangxian can reduce their guard against them, and the Hua family can be sent to Guangxian city better and faster. Wufu.146 gold and 82 silver. Second Zhuang.81 gold and 33 silver. Han Jinsheng, you will get 54 gold and 38 silver for one great work and 13 times for small work. The division of labor is halved to 27 gold and 19 silver. Last time you took 27 gold from me, this time you can get 19 silver. Han Jinsheng, Huakai especially said. Thank Patriarch, I will definitely do things for the family well in the future. I am very satisfied with 19 silver. Han Jinsheng replied. All the veteran members of the Hua family are awarded more than 20 gold, and the new players can also get more than 7 gold for the division of labor. Even all the reserve players can get at least 2 gold. A total of 1,426 gold and 21 silver were sent out, and all the bone coins and silver in Huakai space would be sent out, and even half of the gold seized in Evil Wolf Village would be sent away. Even so, Huakai still has more than 1,800 gold. Of course, the disbursement of so much money should not be too ostentatious. Huakai asked all caravan members to speak, and at night everyone went to the housekeeper to collect the money. Everyone received one by one, except for the core members of the family. Everyone except themselves did not know how much money others could receive. The other 2 family members of the old team members who died on the business road, in addition to the wages they should have received, plus a pension of 10 gold. Huakai threw all the money to the Wafu butler and left it alone. He returned to the own room at night, because the main courtyard was renovated this year and all the furniture and bedding were replaced with new ones. Huakai lay on the bed and entered the family secret realm space. Wahiapu. No entry. Prosperity. 293. Power. 262. Agriculture. 87. Animal husbandry. 149. Commercial. 180. Culture. 58. Comprehensive strength. 1021. Allies. Ordos tribe, Jia family. Funds. 1816 taels of gold, 2,207 taels of silver, 108,346 bone coins. Hostile forces. Shen family in Guangxian County, 9th rank. Bu family in Lindsay City, 7th rank. Luck value. 1621. Portable space. 3 cubic meters. System prompt. The host has task rewards that have not been extracted. Please extract it as soon as possible. The comprehensive strength of the Hua family has exceeded 1,000 points, which means that the Hua family already has the strength of a 9th grade family. Looking at the family's agricultural and cultural attributes, it has not reached 100 points. When the family stabilizes, these 2 attributes are the best ascension. There is only one ally from completing the main task 3. But what happened to the Lindsay City Bu family with one more hostile force? When did the Hua family offend the Lindsay City family? Someone has to check the situation of this family well tomorrow. Hua Kai set his sights on the column of family luck. Unknowingly, the family luck value has reached 1621 points. After defeating the thief in Huchuo Mountain, Hua Kai remembers to get a total of more than 700 family luck points, and eliminate the evil wolf village to obtain more than 200 luck points. Today, he went home for family luck. The value of ascension is more than 500, and he is considering how to use the luck value. With so much luck, it must do something big. The first thing Hua Kai thought of was to refine the spirit pill gold body pill. As long as the refinement is successful, the Hua family must have a powerful Shantian realm in the next few years. But the 2 main medicines are not easy to find, so I will send someone to Lindsay City to have a look in a few days. The second is to refine a treasure weapon. The strange stones in the Huakai space can completely forge a treasure weapon, but the Hua family now does not have the Shantian realm, and the treasure weapon can't display the strength of the treasure weapon. Huakai also cut off the idea of thinking here. Finally, there is the martial skill of the Ascension family, the method of mind, and the Ascension portable space. With Baoguang glass bottle, the role of the portable space has been greatly weakened. Finally, after thinking about it, the Ascension family mentality and martial skill are the best. Wahia martial skill split air spear is already a low-level mental method of the mystic rank, and upgrade requires 1000 chi luck value. Now that the chi luck value is enough, Hua Kai enters Yan Wutang and chooses to upgrade split air spear. Splitting spear upgraded to the mystic intermediate martial skill. Hua Kai had a memory of the 7th stroke of splitting spear in his mind, as if he had practiced it countless times. Split air spear, the 7th move, requires a chi realm to develop its full strength. At this moment, the Hua family has the heritage of the aristocratic family. To upgrade his family martial skill, Wakai saw that his will ascension was 2 points, and his willpower ascension physique and vigor attribute could not keep up, which made his body load increase again, and he became more bookish. There are still 621 points of family luck left. Huakai entered the Wujing Jai and upgraded the family mental method Jingxinju to the lower level of the profound stage. The operation of spiritual qi suddenly became a little more complicated, and the body absorbed the spiritual qi speed. Also speeded up a bit. After upgrading the family mind and martial skill, Huakai only then extracted the main task 2 rewards. The first is the intermediate qualification pill. 1 bottle is still 20 pieces. It can be ascension to the following qualifications. Wakai directly took one, and found that his attributes have become Huakai. 8th floor of Kaiyuan realm. Qualification. C. Physique. 28. Strength. 31. Will. 43. Novelist. Everyone. Mind method novelist. The basic skills of copywriting. The low-level mental method of heaven is great. Mind method. Meditation Ju, Zon level low-level mental method, great perfection. Marksmanship. Split air spear, intermediate mystic spearmanship, Zochin. Special mind method. Introduction to the idea of big dream view, God level, special skill. Real eye cannot be upgraded. An intermediate qualification Dan made his ascension qualification to C, so he doesn't have to waste the second qualification Dan. There is no qualification pill recipe in the pill refining room, and every qualification pill is extremely precious to the Hua family. Next is spirit gathering diagram array. Huakai sees that this spirit gathering diagram array is composed of 8 array flags. As long as the array flags are arranged according to the requirements, the effective spirit gathering diagram array will be displayed. This needs to wait for the family. You can try it only after you settle down these days. The last one is 100 kilograms of spiritual rice, which seems to be much fuller than the spiritual rice that Huakai bought in a big market last time. Huakai intends to plant all these spiritual rice after the family opens up the spiritual field. He now has spirit gathering figure array and spirit liquid. Planting spiritual rice is not a problem. Regarding the knowledge of planting spiritual rice, didn't the Hua family also captured a farmer who was incompetent this time? After finishing the elixir in the pill refining room and the strange stones in the space, Wakai went to rest. He now dare not recall the splitting gun in Big Dream View, and rarely take the initiative to cultivation mentality. Although the aptitude problem has been solved, he has already reached the 8th level of the Kaiyuan realm at the age of 13, and he must slow down. The cultivation speed is up. In this world, it is generally only when the body is over 16 years old that you try to break through the pneumatic state. After the pneumatic state, spiritual qi turns into true qi, which accelerates the tempering of the body's bones, so that a person's bone density becomes stronger and stronger. This is also the reason why he is considered a master in the pneumatic realm. But after the body's spiritual qi becomes a higher quality true qi, the body's bones will stop growing and developing. Huakai doesn't want to grow so tall in his lifetime. The next morning, Wakai woke up from his normal sleep, feeling extremely comfortable in his body. The C-level aptitude was better than D. I don't know how much, and the whole person seemed to become more relaxed. Last night, the Wafu butler had already sent all the caravans in to employees the money, and everyone had already selected livestock outside the village early this morning, and the whole Wahiapu was full of people. Huakai is waiting for the arrival of today's guests in the main courtyard. Today is a day to show what the Wahia has gained, and it is also an opportunity to reflect the influence of the Wahia in Guangxian County. The entire Wahiabao attaches great importance to this. Early in the morning, the villagers in Wahiapu went to the cattle and sheep market outside the village to select cattle and sheep. Powerful villagers may choose to buy a horse belonging to own, which is their welfare as a member of Wahiabao. The Huang family and the Zheng family came to the Hua family early. They brought many family members. After noon, they had the opportunity to choose cattle, sheep and horses. On the one hand, they brought so many people home after they bought the livestock. On the other hand, I also want young people to see the world more often and to develop relationships with the Chinese family. Hua Kai saw his uncle Huang Guangqi and more than a dozen cousins come to the Hua Patriarch's living room to salute him. Uncle, my cousins don't need to be like this. This time the Wahia grassland harvest is not small. Of course I will not forget the Huang family. After lunch, the Huang family can choose cattle, sheep and horses. If the Huang family's funds are not enough, I am here. You can borrow 200 gold from your uncle first. Huang Guangqi is very satisfied with Huakai's arrangement. The sooner the Huang family chooses, the more benefits will be gained. Especially Huakai is willing to lend Huang Guangqi 200 gold privately. This is for the Huang family to fully share the fruits of the Hua family's victory in this business trip. Nephew, my uncle is here to thank you for the entire Huang family. Your cousins are so much worse than you. In the future, the Huang family will depend on you for your support. As long as the Huang family is useful, the Hua family does not matter. Speak, Huang Guangqi said to Hua Kai. My uncle is wrong to say that. The Hua family was helped by the Huang family in the most difficult time. Now how can we forget the kindness of the Huang family? The eldest cousin is now in the pneumatic state, and several cousins are above the Kaiyuan state. With strength, the Huang family will definitely become stronger and stronger in the future. Huakai looked at the qualifications of several cousins. Among them, there were 2 qualifications above B, and one of them was a big cousin who was over 35 years old with B qualification. Another aptitude B+, the 7th cousin who is about the same age as the 5th uncle, is now in the great perfection in the Kaiyuan realm, and he may break through at any time. By the way, uncle, you said that the Hua family really needs help from the Huang family. We are very popular in the grassland this time. The Huang family has the most experience in the Dongling Mountains. If you find good wood and send it to the Hua family, as long as it is all woods of tier 2 and above are accepted by Wahia. We will pay high prices for timber 5 and above. Next year, the Hua family will inevitably bring more weapons to the grassland. Wood crafting has always been the basis of the Hua family's survival. Huakai intends to let the family train more talents for making weapons. 16%. Chapter 93 The Influence of the Hua Family Monthly Ticket plus 2 more. Hua Kai asked his 4th uncle to lend 100 gold to the Zheng family in the name of his own. This is a gratitude to the Zheng family of the Hua family team last year. The Wahiapu flowing water feast has continued for 3 days since yesterday, and the banquet will not stop until all cattle, sheep, and horses are almost ready. All the people who came to Wahiapu had selected the cattle and sheep market outside the city, and then went to the stables to have a look. By the afternoon, the Huang family and the Zheng family had already been selected. The Huang family chose 2 full horses, 19 strong horses and more than 30 horses, 45 cows and more than 200 sheep. The total cost was nearly 300 gold. When they go home, they can raise all the livestock. At least can earn 60 gold. The Zheng family also bought livestock worth more than 200 gold. By the afternoon Huakai found out that they had earned more than 1,000 gold today. Many of these were paid to the caravan members by the Hua family last night. They returned to China in 1 day. Home hands. Wahia only sold more than 100 horses, more than 200 cows and more than 500 sheep. There are still a lot of cattle, sheep, and horses left. In the afternoon, other villages outside Guangxian County came to Wahiapu. They also hoped to take away some of the livestock from the Hua family. After all, there were so many Chinese families that they could not digest. Huakai promised that they would wait until afternoon tomorrow, that the cattle and sheep market would be open to everyone, and that they could take the lead in shopping tomorrow morning, which made the family representatives of the villages very grateful. In the evening, Hua Kai saw that Ascension had won 2 points of luck, and smiled with satisfaction. Today, I can receive the system reminder that the family luck value is recorded in the account every once in a while. Huakai can't wait for this kind of activity every day. Lying in bed at night, Hua Kai did not enter the dream ideas sleep. In the second half of the night, Hua Kai suddenly felt that Xiaoqiang's mood fluctuated greatly. He opened his eyes and heard Xiaoqiang barking outside the door. Come, followed by the shout of Wushu Hua Zichen. Hua Zichen heard Xiaoqiang's cry and hurried out of the bedroom. These days, he and Yu Jun took turns to rest in the Huakai side room to prevent the Shen family from attacking Huakai in the middle of the night. He saw 5 men in black turning into the main courtyard of the Hua family, sneaking in the direction of the main house. He yelled to remind everyone of the Chinese family who were still sleeping that he would kill the culprits by himself. Seeing that he was discovered, the other party didn't hide it. He picked up a weapon and killed Hua Zichen. Hua Zichen didn't expect that the 5 opponents were all masters of Qi training. The 5 thieves wanted to quickly kill Hua Zichen and then solve the task goal, but they didn't expect that Hua Zichen's strength completely exceeded their expectations. Among the 5 thieves, 2 of them are in the middle stage, and the remaining 3 are in the early stage. Hua Zichen just played against each other as to use all his strength. He gathered Haor and True Qi at Yinliang Spear, and his magical power shadow transformation rushed like a ghost to an aura middle stage master. The other party did not expect Hua Zichen to have such a martial skill, and another trained the Kijing middle stage hurriedly stepped forward to help. Hua Zichen turned around and came to an early stage enemy in the Qi training realm. Silver gun broke through the opponent's long sword defense and directly stabbed one of the opponent's players. At this time, the two middle stage masters of Qi training realm also realized that what had just come was just a phantom, and killed Hua Zichen's body. 4 people besieged and killed Hua Zichen alone. For a time, Hua Zichen was in danger. If he had not been taken down occasionally, he knew that the most important thing now was to delay the time. When the other members of the family arrived, these few no one can escape. After fighting for a few breathing hours, an aura middle stage thief also seemed to find that he couldn't hold Hua Zichen in a short time, so he asked 2 aura early stage masters to kill the mission target, and 2 of his own aura middle stages hold Hua Zichen. Hua Zichen was also anxious when he saw this place. He wanted to escape the siege of the 2 middle stage masters of the Qi training realm, and entangle the 2 people who went to the master bedroom. The early stage master soon came to the gate of the main courtyard. Xiaoqiang's intelligence is no worse than that of a 6-year-old kid now. It knows that he is not the opponent of 2 thieves, but he is blocking the main house. A thief cuts at Xiaoqiang with a huge sword in his hand, and Xiaoqiang directly enters the state of fury, his eyes flashing. The bright golden light dodges the opponent's attack before biting it. This dog is a bit evil. You quickly complete the task, I will clean it up. A thief hurriedly shouted. Xiaoqiang can only barely entangle a thief when he enters the furious state. After all, it has not yet entered Tier 4. The culprit came to the door of the main house of the Hua family, kicked the door, rushed into the main house and killed him in the direction of the bedroom. One reaction is fooled. The information they got was that the mission target was in this room. Thinking about a scream from a teammate outside the room, it turned out that Yu Jun, Wu Fu, Zhuang and others had all arrived. Yu Jun entangled a master of the middle stage of the aura. Hua Zichen faced a thief alone and injured him with 3 strokes. The thief who was entangled by Xiaoqiang could win Xiaoqiang with his eyes, but Wu Fu it's here. Seeing that the door of the main house had been damaged, Zhuang rushed into the house and saw the culprit entering the house about to leave. He didn't know what Hua Kai was doing now, so he was furious and killed him. The mission target is not there. The thief entered the house while parrying Zhuang's crazy attack, while moving outside the house to pass the news, but when he got out of the house, he was stunned by everything in front of him. The 5 of my own came to the Hua family and thought they would complete the task easily, but the 2 teammates in front of them were already lying motionless on the ground with blood, and the other 2 teammates were also in danger of being killed by the others' 3 auras. He just came up with the idea of escaping, but at this time Hua Xing came to support him with the Yulong spear in his hand. Kair is okay, don't let a culprit go. Hua Zichen said, and many family members and preparatory family members in the main courtyard have come out, and the form is suddenly different. Just when the thief was still hesitating, a middle stage thief who practiced aura was taken down by Hua Xing and Hua Zichen together. Another thief saw this place and was about to flee with a single shot of Wu Fu. How could Yu Jun want to be overtaken by Yu Jun just over 10 meters away from the ring, and he was pierced into the chest by Yu Jun's long sword? Obviously, he couldn't live anymore. Don't kill me, I'm the Shen family and Shen Yuxing. Only the last culprit saw that his teammate was dead for a short while. If he didn't surrender, there was only death left, so he could only kneel down. Go to the ground for the last chance of survival. After solving the 4 culprits, Hua Xing, Hua Zichen and others came to Shen Yuxing. What should I do with this one? How about waiting for Kair to come out? Hua Zichen said. What are you waiting for? Kill the matter. Hua Xing disagreed. Everyone heard that they were all killing Shen Yuxing. After 3 breaths, Shen Yuxing fell to the ground. At the moment he died, he knew that the Shen family was over. When Hua Kai heard the main house door was broken, he entered the family secret realm space for the first time. After a few minutes in the space, he estimated that his grandfather and others had almost rushed to the rescue, and only then came out of the family secret realm space. 5 of them are from the Shen family. One is the leader of the Shen Family Nursing Institute who reported to the Evil Wolf Village last time. One is the little brother of the Shen family's patron and the Shen family caravan leader. Shen Yuxing. The other 3 should be the helpers that the Shen family found. Kair, are you okay? Hua Xing asked when he saw Hua Kai coming out of the room. I'm fine, let everyone go down and rest. Today's things have not happened. Hua Kai said. The main house cannot be accommodated now. Huang Shuyun insisted on taking his son to live in his house at this time. Kai stayed in his mother's room for one night. Waiting for the next day to dawn, Kai found that the main house door had been replaced with a new one. He came to the living room and all the core family members had arrived. There may be more people coming to Wahiapu today. The market order must be maintained. The final cattle and sheep can be sold at a lower price. Pay attention to when the big market will open. When the time comes, we will not bring all the horses. The market makes a move. Kai looked at his third uncle Waziji and said. Waziji nodded to indicate that he understood. At this time, Kai looked at his second uncle Wazili again. Wazili knew what happened last night. He had been dealing with the relationship between the family and the Shen family. As a result, the Shen family sent a master to assassinate Kai last night. He felt that he had to bear a lot of responsibility for this. Last night, second uncle, these are the names of some medicinal materials. Tomorrow you will send someone to Guangxian to find out. If Guangxian doesn't have one, send someone to Lindsay to ask. You can buy these elixir as long as you find them at a higher price. Out of a sheepskin, there are all the medicines needed for refining medicine pill, and the other 2 elixir needed for golden body pill are also in it. Wazili knew that Kai did not blame himself for the Shen family, so he stopped talking and came forward to take the sheepskin. Shen Jaj has 2 masters in the Qi training realm, and they can't jump up anymore. Uncle, you call all the Kaiyuan realm and body tempering realm near you, I have something to tell you. Now that Wahiapu's personnel are expanding too fast, the role of the mainline personnel will become smaller and smaller, so Kai plans to use these 19 precious intermediate qualification dans for family members. After everyone left, Kai sat in the living room for a long time without moving. The Shen family now has only one Qi training realm. It is not difficult for the family to destroy the Shen family, but behind the Shen family are the Guangxian magistrate and the entire Han family. If the family wants to become more aristocratic, they must get the recommendation of the Han family. If the family enters the city of Guangxian and kills the entire Shen family's direct lineage, how will the Han family think about it? The family relationship is intricate and affects the whole body. As an ordinary family, it is not possible for the family to be integrated into it in a short time. Before he had the strength to challenge the order of the entire family, quietly accumulating strength was the only path he could choose. It didn't take long for the 4th uncle Wazawan to gather everyone in the family. In fact, there were less than 70 people in the entire family, except for the 4th uncle and the 5th uncle with more than a dozen qualifications of C and above, who were in D to D+. There are only 27 qualified people, including 9 girls. Excluding the older ones and those with a loyalty value below 80, only 14 people are finally suitable for taking the intermediate level qualification pill, including the 2nd uncle and the 3rd uncle. 16%. Chapter 94 Han Family, monthly ticket plus 3 more. 14 family members including the 2nd uncle and the 3rd uncle were given the intermediate level qualification pill. They will be able to cultivation to the pneumatic realm as long as the resources are in place, so that the whole family will become more stable. Examples of strong masters and weak servants in this world. What's more, most of its final endings are not very good. There were 5 qualification pills left. Kai selected 5 people from the family secret realm space list and gave them the intermediate level qualification dan. On this day, the family is more lively than luck. The families and small villages from all over the world are waiting for the family to fully open the market to everyone. The family's income from doing business this time is so large that the families and villages in Guangxian County have a small number of people. Both can benefit. Kai stays in the main courtyard all day, welcoming visits from the family villages. At this time in the main courtyard of the Shen family, the head of the Shen family was anxious to walk around in the living room. This time he listened to the words of Shen Yueru's mother and invited 3 masters to kill the young head of the family, who was the Shen family. One of the important opponents, he has been paying attention to everything about the family. He knows that the most important thing in the family is actually the 13-year-old owner of the family. As long as he dies, the powerful footsteps of the family can stop. Then Shen Yueru will return. At the family is still the most useful little brother of the Shen family. But until dawn, there was still no news from the 5 people who went to the family. Family Master Shen guessed a possibility, but he still dare not think about it. Patriarch, the news is back. The Patriarch of the family received a lot of family representatives this morning, and all 4 of the family were in the Qi training realm. I heard some villagers said that there was a fight in the main courtyard last night, but what is going on? No one knows. A member of the Shen family came to the head of the Shen family and said in a trembling voice that he knew what it meant. Quickly, follow me to the Han's house. Patriarch Shen had to go to the Han's house before he had time to change his clothes. He went out to see Shen Yueru's mother bringing Shen Bao to the gate of the main courtyard. Seeing the look of expectation on the other side, Patriarch Shen's anger suddenly came up. It's all because of you. The Shen family broke 2 Qi training realms. You show them to me. When I come back from the Han family, if you find that they are missing, you guys won't have to live. Shen Bao and the old lady said viciously. Mother. Shen Bao looked at own mother with a look of fear. Patriarch. The old woman wanted to ask. FK. Family Master Shen slapped her a few meters away, and when she landed on the ground, she had already begun to vomit blood. How could she slap a slap in the realm of Qi training? Patriarch Shen hurried to the Han's house and met the Han County Magistrate. No one knew what they said. The Han's household only heard the angry voice of the county magistrate coming from the study. When Patriarch Shen left, there was something in the corner of his mouth. Obvious blood stains. Shen Yueru sat on the side of the bed and looked at the crying little brother. Her mother was lying on the bed, but the 3 of them were under house arrest by the owner. Little brother cried several times and begged Ding's family outside the door to help her mother find a doctor, but the other party ignored her. She sat next to her mother without any pity on her face. If it weren't for my mother and little brother, how could I have helped the Shen family to oppress the Hua family for so many years? Without them, I should be the most distinguished woman in the Hua family except for the old lady and Huang Shuyun. The news of the Hua family has spread throughout Guangxian these days. Everyone said that the Han family will soon recommend the Hua family to become a family. NS. At this time, Shen Yueru heard a sound of footsteps outside the door. It turned out that Patriarch Shen walked in angrily with more than a dozen famous families. Shen Yueru's mother, who was dying on the bed, heard the arrival of Patriarch Shen. She sat up from the bed cleverly and saw Patriarch Shen's appearance. She climbed down from the bed and knelt in front of Patriarch Shen. Patriarch, all this is done by the old man. Please don't send my son to the Hua family. You just let him go. Let him leave Guangxian to fend for himself. The old man is willing to go to the Hua family alone to beg. The old woman cried and cried while holding the leg of Patriarch Shen. You are not qualified. Go, tie Shen Yueru and Chen Bao, and send them to the Hua family with me. As for her, I don't want to see her again in the future. The wife glanced, turned around and left. Shen Bao cried and begged his mother for help. Shen Yueru calmly waited for Jia Ding to tie herself up, and then quietly followed Jia Ding out of the yard as if nothing had happened. In the afternoon, Hua Kai just went to the stable once. The upgradable horses Hua Kai bought on the grassland have not been upgraded. He has tried his best to minimize the influence of this trade, and will upgrade these horses to appear as a caravan after returning home. The proportions of BMW, steed and strong horses can be slightly normal. Just about to go back to the room to rest, the Wufu butler came to report that it was from the Han family. Facing Han Jiahuakai, he had to go to the door himself to greet him. When he arrived at the gate tower, he found that the leader of their caravan was coming from the Han family. Leader Han, why are you here? The team leader Han is one of the core members of the Han family. Although he is not a direct line, he ranks in the top 3 in terms of influence in the Han family. The Hua family eliminated the thousands of thieves on Huchuo Mountain. I originally wanted to congratulate the Hua Patriarch, but in the end Patriarch Hua went to the evil wolf village. I haven't encountered it all the time. Let's take a look today. The Han family leader told Hua Kai. Speaking of laughter. Everyone in Wahiapu saw that it was the core member of the Han family who was visiting the Hua family, and they were all wondering if the Hua family was going to be promoted to the family. If it is just facing an ordinary family, the Han family only needs to send a family member at will. Hua Kai didn't think so. They just killed the 5 masters of the Shen family yesterday, and today the Han family is here. If the Han family is really towards the Hua family, at this time, just wait for the result of the battle between the two. The Hua family is grateful for being able to come to Wahiapu for the team leader, so please come in and talk. Hua Kai invited, and team leader Han followed Hua Kai to the main courtyard. Wufu drove all the family members 10 meters away from the main house. If the Han family wanted to sincerely win over the Hua family, he would not send a master over today. He was worried about this exchange with the Han family. After entering the main house, the leader Han took the initiative to sit in the second place, and Wakai saw that he was sitting in the main place. Patriarch Hua, this time I came to Wahiapu on behalf of the Han family, just to pass on some words to the county lord. Team leader Han said. Please also say that this year, the business Hua family has received too much help from the Han family, and even the road guidance fee and money have not been returned to the Han family. If you have any instructions to the Han family, please don't hesitate to say. Hua Kai said. Patriarch Hua knows that our qi is one of the 7 great powers in China, and it is also the weakest of the 7 great powers. The main reason is that our monarch has been unable to make breakthroughs in the foundation building for many years. Team leader Han said. Hua Kai nodded silently and motioned for the other party to continue talking. The monarch is almost 500 years old this year, and the foundation building is 500 years old. The attitudes of the families in Lindsay City are different. The main idea is to let the Tian family replace the Qi family and become the new ruler of Qingzhou. Captain Han continued. Arrive. The Lindsay City matter. This has nothing to do with our Guangxian City. The Hua family is just a small family. I am afraid it has nothing to do with the Hua family. Hua Kai said. The Han family had a good relationship with the Tian family a long time ago. This year, Qin State and Yichu State have been in constant friction. Yan State has recently increased its troops to the border. Next year, Qi State may recruit troops from counties and counties, as long as the monarch's time is up. Our Qi country may become a battlefield for the surrounding countries to compete. Therefore, the Han family hopes that Guangxian City will not have disputes. I will bring it here if the county honors. After the leader of Han finished speaking, Hua Kai understood the attitude of the Han family. They still wanted to protect the Shen family. If the Hua family acted against the Shen family, they might directly attack the Hua family. By the way, the name of the young genius of the Hua Patriarch has long been passed on in Guangxian County. Mrs. County Lord heard that Patriarch Hua dared to take the team to the grassland at such a young age. At that time, Miss will also be waiting for the arrival of Patriarch Hua. Team leader Han looked at Hua Kai with strange eyes. Hua Xing and Hua Zichen, who were accompanying them, couldn't help but move when they heard this. There is a miss named Han Xin in the county's family, who was just 12 years old this year, but her good name has spread both inside and outside Guangxian County. The aristocratic family likes to get married with those genius teenagers, so that they can better win over each other, and their family's strength and influence will also increase. Hua Kai's age is similar to Han Xin, and with Hua Kai's present talent and ability, he is completely worthy of Han Xin. Care, today our cattle and sheep will almost be able to deal with it, so you can go to the Han mansion tomorrow afternoon. Just thank the county magistrate for helping our Hua family over the years. Hua Xing said from the side. If Hua Kai could marry the daughter of the county-honored Han Xin, it would be inevitable for the family to be promoted to the family. Besides, with Han Xin's reputation in Guangxian, Hua Kai did not suffer from marrying. Hua Kai knew what grandpa meant, but he was still very repulsive in his heart, and his love must be a happy relationship. After thinking about the current situation of the Hua family, I will wait until tomorrow to go to the Han mansion to talk about everything. By the way, as a friend, I want to remind Patriarch Hua. The county lieutenant Li family has always firmly protected the rule of the Qi family. If the Tian family becomes the master of Qingzhou in the future, the Li family must be cleaned up. If the Li family wins over Hua, the family has given a promise, and Patriarch Hua should pay attention. Team leader Han said casually at last. Hua Kai knew that if the Hua family wanted to become a family, they would inevitably participate in the struggle of the family. There are 7 families in Guangxian. Among them, the deacon politicians of the 8-pin county, the Shen family of the 9-pin, and the Jia family of the 9-pin are all from the Han family, and 70% of the industry in the entire county belongs to the 4 of them. In addition, the Wei Li family of the 8th-pin county is at odds with the 9-pin Wang family and the Han family. The Ju-pin Lin family belongs to the 2. The Hua family seems inevitable to keep up with the Han family. It is impossible for the Li family to accept them. Thanks to team leader Han, the Hua family knows what to do. Watching the team leader Han leave, Hua Kai sat in a chair silently. This time the Han family did not mention the Shen family from beginning to end, but Hua Kai also knew the attitude of the Han family. With the current strength of the Hua family, the Han family will have to win in any way. If the Hua family can do it quietly, even if the Shen family is destroyed in the end, the Han family will not dare to do anything with him, but if it becomes Han Shu's son-in-law, the 2 families of Hua and Shen can't attack each other anyway. 16%. Chapter 95. As soon as the team leader Han left the yard, Wakai heard Jia Ding's report, and the head of the Shen family came to visit. Shen Yueru and Shen Bao were tied up by the Shen Jia Ding and waited outside the city gate. It's a coincidence that the Shen family's head came here. It is reasonable to say that all the main members of the Hua family came out of the village to greet them together, but Wakai just told Jia Ding to let the Shen family in. The Shen family master heard that the Hua family allowed them to enter, and knew that this was the role of the Han family. He led Jia Ding to press Shen Yueru and Shen Bao's sister and brother to the main courtyard of the Hua family. I still remember when she married Hua Zili, Hua Hiapu was much worse than this time. The wedding room between her and Hua Zili was here, and it was here that she gave birth to Hua Mo. But now everything is different. She looks at all the eyes around her who can't wait to cut her 1,000 times. She knows that she is bound to die today. Let me see my son again, please, let me see my son again. Shen Yueru cried when she saw Hua Xing, Hua Zili and the others. Hua Zili didn't move. Hua Xing glanced at Shen Yueru and winked at the Wafu butler. When Patriarch Shen saw Hua Xing and the others, he smiled and saluted them, completely devoid of his previous high-spirited appearance. I have seen the master of the Hua family, and the Shen family's tutor is not strict. Shen Yueru has been hiding in the Shen family. He grabbed it and sent it to the Hua family. This is the land deed and house deed of the Hua family they took away. And the porcelain-making craftsmanship, the Shen family thinks it's better to have it in the hands of the Hua family. Today I have asked the Shen family to take all the porcelain kiln is smashed. Patriarch Shen said that he passed the land deed and the ceramic drawings that Wakai gave him with both hands. No, since the Shen family has already taken it, it is considered the Shen family. My Hua family has been taken away by the Shen family over the years. This is not the only thing. Wakai ignored the land deed, house deed and drawings handed over by the other party. What the Shen family said were trivial things. The Hua family master, I am not strict in discipline. The Shen family has too many businesses in Guangxian in recent years. This is the land and house deeds of the 2 grain shops in the Shen family. From now on, the food business in Guangxian will be handed over to the Hua family. Shen the owner said that he took out 2 title deeds from his arms, but Wakai closed his eyes and ignored any of his movements. By the way, there is also a tea house. The Shen family is willing to give up all the tea house and tea business to the Hua family. The owner of the Shen family gritted his teeth and took out another land deed from his arms. Wakai still closed his eyes without any response. The Shen family took over the department store business in Guangxian City, such as grain, tea, cloth, salt, and livestock. At least 30% of the food and tea family industry had to be lost. What can I say about Patriarch Hua? Patriarch Shen said, seeing Wakai still motionless, his face flushed. The Shen family sent someone to the evil wolf village. Did you think about it when you took people to take my life? Wakai slowly opened his eyes and said. But the Shen family is already. The head of the Shen family said with red eyes. Not enough. Wakai glanced at Chen Bao lightly. Family Master Shen glanced at Chen Bao beside him, and slapped Shen Bao with a cruel palm on top of Shen Bao's head. Shen Bao was not in a hurry to beg for mercy. With blood flowing in his mouth, and falling to the ground, there was no sound. Paradise Hua, how about this? Patriarch Shen said with his eyes wide open. He killed his own cousin. Not enough. Plus Guangxian livestock market, Wakai said lightly. Guangxian livestock trade accounts for more than 30% of the Shen family's income. Every year, the Shen family's management expenses in the livestock market are more than 500 yuan. If the livestock market is lost, the Shen family will become the weakest family in Guangxian. Lin's family is not as good. The Shen family master gritted his teeth. If he is willing to pay the price of half of the Shen family, he can definitely invite a master of the Shantian realm to take action, but if he leaves now, perhaps before he goes to Lindsay City for help, the Hua family will kill all of the Shen family. Man, the moment he entered Wahiapu, in fact, the ending must be doomed. Yes, the livestock market is for the Hua family. The Shen family will never infringe on the Hua family in the future. I will report to the county government later. Shen's grain shop, tea house, and livestock market will be owned by the Hua family in the future. The owner of the Shen family did not bring the land deed to the livestock market. He placed the land deed, house deed, and drawings in his hand on the table in front of Wakai, and he was about to leave with the family behind him. Wait, Wakai glanced at the land deeds, house deeds, and drawings on the table. What? Patriarch Hua still has something to do. Patriarch Shen said viciously. Take her away. Hua Kai closed his eyes when he finished speaking. Everyone looked at Shen Yueru, who was kneeling on the ground. If the Hua family keeps her, perhaps the Wamo family will spare her life, but if the Hua family does not take her in, how dare the Shen family keep her life? Take her away. After finishing speaking, the head of the Shen family left the living room alone, and Shen Yueru was pulled out of the living room by the two family heads. Shen Yueru, who left, was silent. She knew her own destiny and never thought that the Hua family would spare her life. Out of the main living room, her eyes kept staring into the distance. How much she expected Hua Mo to appear in front of her at this time, even if she cursed her with hatred. When Shen Yueru left the main courtyard, Hua Mo quietly poked his head out from behind a guest room with tears in his eyes. He looked at the back of his mother, who was going away, knowing that as long as he spoke, his cousin would kill his mother, but he couldn't find it. Convince own reasons. Hua Kai asked Hua Xing to come in and collect all the land deeds on the table, and asked him to send someone to Shen's house to ask for the land deeds to the livestock market. The Hua's family should also give the Han's face. After this, the Hua's family will become the 8th power in Guangxian County. After Wafu left, the family reported that the Shen family sent Shen Yueru's body to the gate of Wahiapu and left. Let's be buried according to the specifications of the Hua patriarchal female. Hua Kai said to the Jia Ding on the side. On September 25th, there were more than 1,300 cattle outside Wahiapu, and more than 2,000 sheep had been sold out. Wahia only left 20 strong cattle and 100 sheep for the family's usual consumption, and all the others were sold. There are so many cows and sheep, but they are not worth much. More than 2,000 sheep only sold more than 40 gold, and 1,300 cows sold more than 270 gold. Compared to cattle and sheep, horses are the most profitable. The Wahia sold more than 60 horses, more than 200 strong horses, and more than 200 horses in 3 days, with a total income of 1,680 gold. It is more than 6 times that of cattle and sheep. There are more than 700 horses in Wahia, and the remaining horses are at least strong horses. After all the horses that can be upgraded are upgraded, the number of horses may break through 500, and BMW will reach 22. These horses are sent to a huge market, with a value of at least 10,000 gold. By September 26th, the Shen family opened in the market outside Guangxian City. This year there seemed to be a lot less people going to trade outside Guangxian City. No one noticed. On this morning, the two families in Guangxian City had food the shop, a tea shop and a livestock market. The management personnel were suddenly replaced by the people of the Chinese family. Hua Kai asked his second uncle to continue to take care of the Hua family's business in the county seat, and the Hua family weapon shop finally reopened. This time, there were hundreds of people who went to the Hua family in the county. Half of them were new preparers from the Hua family. These preparers are now more than 70 points loyal. Hua Kai wants these new family members to go out and exercise. After all, the family wants they must join if they want to grow Guangxian. In the morning, I followed my grandfather to practice split air spear in the martial arts ground for a while, went to the stable to break through a steed, and Hua Kai had a rest for a while at noon. When he woke up, he was called by his mother. Huang Shuyun prepared brand new clothes for her son. Now the news that the county lord wants to recruit Hua Kai to be his son-in-law has come from Wahiapu. They all know that today their family is going to the county lord's house for a banquet. Hua Kai was helplessly dressed up by his mother for more than 2 hours. At about 3 in the afternoon, Huang Shuyun urged his son to leave quickly. Hua Kai took Huashuan, Wamo, Erzhuang and more than 10 people to ride to Guangxian City, because it was too early and they went to their weapon shop first. The weapon shop has not been open for half a year, and there has been no goods in it. Nowadays, several celebrities have hired some women from Renshi and are cleaning the inside of the weapon shop. I asked my second uncle and heard that it was in the livestock market. Hua Kai came to Niama City, Guangxian County, where all the poultry and livestock are sold. All people inside and outside the city can do business here as long as they pay money. Hua Kai didn't find his second uncle when he came here. At this time, there were probably more than 200 people in the market. More than a dozen members of the Hua family on patrol saw Hua Kai coming, and they all stepped forward to greet him. Most of these members were of Kaiyuan realm strength, which was enough in the market. After going around the market, I realized that the spring is the most lively time every year. Today, chickens, ducks, and geese are the most sold here, as well as some fresh vegetables grown outside the city. The area of Niu Ma Market is not small, and it's no problem to stay with hundreds of horses. For a county with a population of more than 20,000, it is already very good. Who knows how much the management fee is charged in this market? The Hua family patrol member asked. It's all 10 taxes and 1 tax. We charge 10% of the tax on everything sold. The Shen family used to collect taxes like this, said a Jatting. In the future, we will not charge tax on goods below 1 tael of silver. Goods below 10 taels will be taxed at 20%, and goods with a value of more than 10 taels will be taxed. Huakai knew that taxes had to be collected from the rich to receive the money. Those who grow a la carte in the ordinary poor peasant land can earn a few bone coins a day when they are picked in the city. The Hua family collects taxes on 100 people like them, and can't make a couple of dollars a day. But if the taxation of the lowest income group is abandoned, more lower income groups can be attracted, so that the middle and upper income groups can increase, and thus more large merchants can be attracted, so that the market can grow bigger. Patriarch, in this case, we won't be able to collect money from a few people in a day, and the family's daily income here is not enough for the few of us to pay. A householder said with some embarrassment. 17%. Chapter 96 Banquet. After spending more than 2 hours in the livestock market, Huakai transmitted some management ideas to the family members. Everyone admired Huakai's ideas. Seeing that some people have started to close the stalls in the market, the Wahia Patrol management staff began to tell all the stall owners that in the future, the market will not charge stall fees for less than $1 or $2. Wahia's new tax collection standards in the market soon spread in Guangxian County. When he came to the gate of the county government, Ding of the Han family saw people from the Hua family and took them to the backyard of the Han mansion. Han mansion displayed lights and festoons along the way, and their caravan's return had to be celebrated. It seemed that the celebration was not over until today. Hua Kai was led to a partial living room, where the servants brought snacks and tea, which were not available in the Hua family. After sitting for 2 hours, seeing the sky getting dark, the happy expressions on everyone's faces were gone. They heard the Han family's direct line greet the guests, which shows that there will be a lot of Han family banquets tonight. And the earlier the Han family received it, the more important it was to the Han family. The Hua family heard at least a dozen waves of visitors from the Han family, but no one has come to invite the Hua family. Patriarch, tonight, the Han family may not only be so simple to get married with you. There have been more than a dozen people in the past. I heard that many ordinary families in the city have entered the banquet hall. Why hasn't no one invited you over? Zhuang walked around in the living room anxiously. Sit down. What the Han family is going to do is the Han family's business. I don't know if you want to hire me to be the son-in-law tonight. Let's watch it later. Hua Kai felt that the Han family was targeting Hua this time. The intention of the family is very obvious. Although the Hua family is just an ordinary family, its strength in Guangxian is no longer weaker than that of the 9th grade family. Even if they were arranged in order, except for the 7 great families, the Hua family should be ranked 8th, but they waited until everything was quiet outside the door, and everyone in the Hua family waited for the arrival of the Han family. The banquet is about to start, and I have invited the Hua Patriarch to come with me. The famous Ding said to Hua Kai politely, but the other famous Ding took the rest of the Hua family to the side hall. You can wait for me at our weapon shop after the banquet is over. Hua Kai left after talking to Hua Mo and the others and followed Han Jia Ding. When he entered the banquet hall, Hua Kai saw that the whole hall was full of people. The county magistrate, Han Shu, sits on the main seat, and the political family and the Shen family sit below him on both sides. The Han family banquet hall is full of single sandalwood wooden tables. Except for the politician and the Shen family, the Jia family and the other families in the county seat sit below. There are more than 30 seats in total, and only the bottom table is left for Huakai. The strength of the Han family was displayed vividly at this moment, and Hua Kai checked the attributes of County Magistrate Han Shu after sitting down. Han Shu, 9th floor of Qi Training Realm. Qualification, A+. Physique, 49. Strength, 52. Will, 59. Confucianism, everyone. Taoism, students. Strategist, student. Mind method. Heavenly Fox Mind Method, Zon Level Advanced Mind Method Consummation. Martial Skill. Jinming Sword Technique, Intermediate Sword Technique of Profound Order, Great Perfection. Confucian Mind Method. Righteous Qi Ju Tian Level Elementary Mind Method, Dacheng. Confucian Sword Technique. Yongwu Sword Technique, District Intermediate Sword Technique, Master. Taoist Mind Method. Dao De Jing Tian Level Advanced Mind Method, Xiao Cheng. Taoist Fist Technique. 8 trigrams palm. Dot. Righteousness value. 715,986. Loyalty value. -24. Hua Kai is dazzled by a lot of mental methods and martial skills. Han Shu is not only a Confucian master, but also a Taoist and political strategist. Although he is a Qi training state, I am afraid that the general Shantian state is not his opponent for a short time. Waiting for the breakthrough to Shantian must be a rare master in the Shantian realm. As if seeing Hua Kai's gaze examining him, Han Shu looked at Hua Kai and Hua Kai hurriedly turned his head. It was already impolite for him to look at the Lord of Guangxian in this way. All of you sitting here are the best friends of the Han family. The prosperity of Guangxian City requires the hard work of all of us sitting here. This year's trip to the Han family's grassland has been a good harvest. Take the opportunity to invite everyone to sit together with us. Sit. As Hua Kai listened to Han Shu's gossip, he slowly tasted the fresh fruits and wine on the table. These fruits were carefully selected fruits, and there was no shortage of spirit fruits. The family patriarchs sitting in the front said flattering words to the Han family. The ordinary family could only smile below. They did not have the strength to participate in the discussion circle of the family. It is already very good to be able to come today. At such a banquet, even listening to a few more words of family discussion is beneficial to them. The fruit was almost eaten. A group of beautiful and naked dancers walked in. Hua Kai heard the sound of bells and drums coming from behind the screen, which was about to dance. Although Hua Kai has never seen dances in this world, the first time I saw it, I felt that there was a kind of graceful beauty. At this time, a maid served today's main meal. Among the various delicacies of mountains and seas, the meat of wild beasts was the main one. This meal requires at least hundreds of gold to do. Hua Kai was shocked by the luxury of the family. Unlike other patrons around him, Hua Kai first tasted the good food when he saw a good dish, but the people around him appeared trembling, fearing that he would be blamed by the magistrate for not having proper etiquette in place. When the music and dance are over, everyone puts down their chopsticks. Other people attending this kind of banquet only tasted it, but Hua Kai was really full. Everyone knows that the business affairs of today's banquet are only beginning now. The Jia family, Ren's family and other people who are doing business with the Hua family on the grassland know in their hearts that today's banquet is actually for the Hua family, and everyone's eyes are always on the top. Hua Kai at the end. Today we have a new face. The Hua family has gained a lot from this year's grassland trip. I believe that everyone is familiar with the Hua family. Han Shu finally mentioned the Hua family, and everyone began to pay attention. The county honor Han Shu wants to marry his precious daughter Han Xin to the young owner of the Hua family. This news has spread in Guangxian County. Many people today think that Hua Kai will replace the Shen family to become another family in Guangxian, but seeing the arrangements made by the Han family today, things may not be that simple. Hua Kai sat at the end and didn't say anything. If the Han family really wanted to win over the Hua family, they should propose a marriage at this time. Today, the Han family has done enough to beat the Hua family. Dear patriarchs, we will have to move more with each other in the future. I hope that each family can be one mind, Guangxian City can be more powerful and prosperous. I offer you a glass. Han Shu stood up and picked up the glass. Everyone also left their seats and said the county lord saluted and finished the wine in the glass. Then Han Shu got up and left. He left the time for the patrons sitting here, and this banquet is coming to an end. At this time, the patriarch of the Jia family came to Hua Kai from the front to give him a toast. The Ren family and other families all came over one after another, and the influence of a family is often revealed at this time. Not long after, the politician patrons began to toast everyone and left. The Shen family and Jia patriarchs also had time to leave. After all the aristocratic families had left, their ordinary family patrons could leave. As soon as Hua Kai and other politicians left, they planned to leave with the Jia family. Hua Kai is not afraid of the Guangxian ordinary family now. He will never leave the Shen family later than the Shen family. This represents the dignity of the family. The expected marriage did not happen, and Hua Kai was stopped by a Han family maid as soon as he left the banquet hall. Patriarch Hua, please stay, and the mistress invites Patriarch Hua to the backyard. This maid, mostly 16 or 7 years old, has a crisp voice, a handsome face, and a gentle and polite speech. She is obviously not an ordinary maid. Please also ask the girl to lead the way. Hua Kai said in return. Hua Kai followed this maid all the way through several yards. Generally, outsiders are not allowed to enter a family yard, and most of them are family women. Every time Huakai walked through the yard, he could see patrol members passing by, and their captains in charge of patrols were all aerodynamics. Please wait a moment. When we came to a beautiful house in the backyard, this room even had to go up 2 steps. After a while, the maid came out and brought Huakai into the room. What caught the eye was a beautiful stone curtain. The maid opened the curtain for Huakai and sent him through, and then went out by herself. Huakai saw a woman in her 30s sitting on the side of an exquisite recliner, staring at herself. A girl beside her quietly knelt to the side, looking at her dress as Miss Shen's. It is said that the patriarch of the Hua family is young and handsome, and he is a rare favorite of heaven. I saw it today as Bufin. The lady said, her voice calm and honorable, she should be the madam of the county. Huakai is an ordinary young man in an ordinary family, and he cannot be praised by his wife. Huakai said in a salute. The Hua family belongs to the Han family's affiliated family, and his etiquette must be in place, otherwise it is said that a Hua family does not know the honor and inferior etiquette, it will not affect the whole family. Qi state emphasized rituals, and all the families educate their children on etiquette since childhood, and even etiquette has become one of their most important courses. You can take your family to the Zhongnu country as a teenager. You have the courage and tolerance. Patriarch Hua should come to Guangxian Academy to study if he has time. Patriarch Hua will be 14 years old after the new year. I don't know if there is a marriage contract. In the body, Mrs. Xian Zun finally came to the subject. No, Huakai said. My daughter Ruer is also just 14 years old this year, which is deeply loved by me and his father. After the head of Patriarch Hua enters Guangxian Academy, he can come and sit at the mansion more. Mrs. Xian Zun said with a smile. In order to maintain their own rule, many big families will gather some outstanding young people from the affiliated families together, and unify sends teachers to give them lessons. In this way, outstanding young people can get a good education, and since they are loyal to the master's teachings, there will be many more talents available from the big family. In case a family doesn't listen to it, these teenagers can still be used as protons. This is the most commonly used method of family rule. Huakai looked at the girl who bowed her head and said nothing. Although she had a pretty face, she was far from stunning the entire Guangxian city. Huakai noticed her as soon as he walked in. As he guessed, this girl is not the legendary Han Xin. Huakai couldn't help but feel annoyed when he heard Mrs. Shanzun say this. The other party's intention is already obvious, to let oneself come to Guangxian Academy to study, that is, to be a hostage. And the one who was married to him was Han Ru in front of him. Ordinary people can only marry a single wife, and there are no restrictions on concubines. The family can marry up to 3 wives, one of whom is the master wife. Huakai has also heard that the county magistrate Han Shu has more than 10 children. Among them, this is Han Shu's main wife. The 2 of them have only one daughter, Han Xin. This Han Routing was born to Han Shu's other wives. 17%. Chapter 97. Shu Hua and Spirit Collecting Array, reward for half step 1075 plus 2 more. The Han family wants to win over the Hua family with an ordinary direct line. If this is a good thing for the general family, it can't be better, but who is Huakai? He is the head of the Hua family. The Han family wants to use one Han Ru to get the filial loyalty of the entire Hua family. A genius patriarch plus 4 masters in the Qi level, this game of chess is also great. This is an insult to Huakai, a family with a powerful family, and the other party also asked the head of the Hua family to come to Guangxian to be a hostage. Thanks to Madam for her kindness, everything in the Hua family is still not stable now. I think that the opportunity for further studies in Guangxian Academy will not come. Han Ru Miss is gentle and graceful, with a shocking appearance. Huakai does not dare to think too much. Huakai whispered. Mrs. County Lord's face was disappointed, and she regretted seeing Huakai today. Although Huakai is only a young man, he is no worse than aristocratic princes. Losing a Chinese family is a great loss for the Han family. Patriarch Hua is self-effacing, and I won't keep you in the middle of the night. Patriarch Hua has the opportunity to visit the Han mansion often. It is not easy for you to shoulder the entire family as a teenager, but the family has little development. It's impossible to get a friend. Mrs. Shanzun's voice was soft, but she felt like she couldn't refute it. Madam, she is teaching. Huakai saluted and slowly left, and when he arrived at the door, he saw the maid waiting for him. The last words of the madam of the county honored him with a hint of warning. When Huakai left the backyard of the Han family, Seeing that all the banquet staff had left, he left the Han mansion and walked to the Hua family weapon shop. When Hua Kai left, Han Shu slowly walked out from behind a screen, with a delicate-looking girl beside him. Compared with Han Ru, her big eyes were full of cleverness and wisdom. Han Shu touched her head fondly. This is Han Xin. Husband, I always feel that this is not the right thing to do today. The Huakai's Bufin is not worse than those of the big family. If you marry Shinner to him, the Han family may get a powerful helper in the future. Han Shu's wife said. Budgie Bufin. There are many young boys who are Buffalo Bufin. Now he has the arrogant posture, but who knows it later. Only after the age of 16 will a person's talent be fully revealed. What kind of genius can an ordinary family produce? Shinner's future, the one who wants to marry must be the proud son of heaven. How is he worthy of Huakai? Han Shu said loudly. However, in this way, the Hua family will not be sincere to our Han family. If the Hua family joins, wouldn't it be easy to deal with the Li family? Madam Han said. It's harmless. The Qi training state may be very important to ordinary families, but it's hard to be elegant without the Shantian state. If the Hua family doesn't enter the city of Guangxian, how can it be so easy to become strong? One day, Han Shu whispered. Hua Kai felt that the Han family's actions violated the dignity of the Hua family, while Han Shu felt that the Hua family had rejected the Han family's wooing from the perspective of own, which damaged the prestige of the Han family and own. In the evening, Hua Kai and Zhuang and the others went home. Only then did they remember that the money from the Han family had not yet been paid. After hearing about Huakai's experience in the Han mansion, everyone was indignant. Okay, everything in the family still needs to rely on strength to speak. The Han family will never take the initiative to attack us now. That's enough. Let's get busy with things. By the way, how is the Wahiapu expansion plan going? Hua Kai said. I'm already buying materials today. According to your instructions from Kair, the entire Hua family will be designed into two parts, an inner village and an outer village. In the inner village, except for the workshop area and warehouses you said, all the others will be built into yards. Wahiapu can live up to 1,400 people. In addition, the outer villages also follow your arrangements, including martial arts grounds, residential areas, commercial areas, farmland areas, school communities, stable areas, and cattle shed areas. The total budget may exceed 1,200 gold. Hua Ziji said. Huakai has very strict requirements for the construction of Xinhuahiabao. All buildings are based on stone and wood, which greatly increases the construction period and cost. Especially his requirements for the inner village workshop area are higher than the main courtyard. Okay, step up the construction period. The construction must be basically completed before the arrival of winter. This year, the population of Wahiapu may exceed 2,000, and the quality of houses outside the village must be guaranteed. After Huakai said, everyone took the order to leave. The cattle and sheep outside Wahiapu village are sold out, and more than 500 horses have been sold. He has more than 3,000 gold in his hands. In a few days, the payment owed to them by the Jia family and the Ren family will be sent, and the Hua family's funds will definitely increase. Only by working hard to convert funds into family strength can this money be considered money, and in a few days can't wait for the big market to open. Wahia sells the horses in its hands, and then the funds will be more sufficient. Early the next morning, Hua Kai did not go to the martial arts training ground. He is now on the 8th floor of the Kaiyuan realm, and will not be able to regain the ascension strength for more than 2 years, so he will read more books and go to the village more often. Today the wheat can be harvested in Wahiawai village, and Waziji organized the villagers to start harvesting wheat. Hua Kai saw Shu Hua talking with Hua Zawan in the field, and saw the two of Hua Kai coming to salute. K. This Mr. Shu is really knowledgeable. He gave us some suggestions for the improvement of the field. If it is changed, at least 2 more stones will be harvested per mu in the future. Generally, the yield of good farmland is 5 stones per mu, and each stone is 200 jin. Hua Zawan said. Well, then I would like to thank Mr. Shu for his guidance. I heard that Mr. Shu is a farm student. Is it accustomed to live in Wahiapu these days? Hua Kai asked. After Shu Hua was brought back from the Evil Wolf village by the Hua family caravan, he has always lived in Hua Zichen's house. As a prisoner of the Hua family, Shu Hua is also a classmate of Hua Zichen, which makes him very embarrassed in the Hua family. Seeing the spring wheat from the Hua family in the past few days, he is about to harvest. Habit. Thank you for the hospitality of the Hua family. You don't have to worry about food or clothes in the Hua family, and you wander around without problems every day. Haha. Shu Hua was also embarrassed at this time as a prisoner of the Hua family. That's good. I have some questions about the cultivation of spiritual rice. I don't know if Mr. Shu can guide one or two. Hua Kai saw that Shu Hua was also a weird person. He was a prisoner in the Hua family these days, and he was loyal to Ascension. At 51 o'clock, I didn't regard myself as an outsider. That's okay. I don't have any other skills, just like planting land and raising flowers and plants. It's not that simple to grow spiritual rice, you need spiritual fields. Generally, land with sufficient spiritual qi can only be cultivated. Ling Tian, of course, there are some special treasures and formations that can enhance the density of spiritual qi. Shu Hua began to talk about the methods of planting spiritual rice. There is really a lot of professional knowledge among them. Most people want to grow spiritual rice. Too difficult. Mr. Shu has said so much. Huakai has benefited a lot. In the final analysis, it is necessary to increase the density of spiritual qi. I have some spiritual liquid here. I don't know if it is useful for planting spirit rice. Huakai said and took it. Take out the own kettle and hand it to Shu Hua. When Shu Hua saw that Huakai had even put spirit liquid in an ordinary water bottle, he opened the water bottle and took a sip. This spirit liquid is very pure. If you want to quickly grow 100 acres of spiritual fields, you need at least 1,000 kilograms of spirit liquid to be enough. Shu Hua thought about it and said. The Hua family wants to ask Mr. Shu to plant Lingmi in Huahiapu. I don't know if Mr. Shu is willing. Hua Kai said. This, Master Hua, it's not that my old Shu didn't want to. The Hua family rescued me from the evil wolf village. It was still in my relationship with your fifth uncle. There is nothing left to help Huahiapu, but this spiritual rice has to be planted. The difficulty is much greater than imagined. The maintenance of an acre of spiritual field for a year requires at least 10 golds or more. There was a slight mistake in the maintenance of spiritual rice. I am not sure how much to put in a lot of harvest in the end. Shu Hua was embarrassed. Speaking of, there are many families planting spiritual rice in this world, but most of them are big families. If you are lucky, you can harvest up to 3,000 caddies of spiritual rice. They dare to plant spiritual rice. The main reason is the hundreds of years of experience in planting Ling rice. The Hua family knows nothing about Lingmi, and most people have never even tasted Lingmi. I know your worries. It is not a sudden idea for the Hua family to plant Lingmi. Please tell me about it in the main courtyard. Hua Kai said and took Shu Hua to the main living room. Shu Hua suddenly changed his identity. Dear guest, no one will dare to restrict his freedom in the future. Show Mr. Shu something. Do you know Mr. Shu? Hua Kai took out the spirit collection image array and put it on the table. Now it has not activated the image array function, it is just 8 flags with strange rune engraved on it, and a crystal. Beads. This is the pattern. What is the function of the Wahia pattern? Shu Hua asked with his eyes wide open. He had seen many patterns, but this was the first time he saw this inactive pattern. Juling. Hua Kai said. Master Hua, only the formation can be written by everyone. Nowadays, there are no formatters who can draw the effect of the image array. If the image array can inspire, then it will be a rare treasure. Shu Hua looked at July Ling 2 array speaking. Mr. Shu, I am very relieved. Mr. Shu knows how this pattern needs to be stimulated. Hua Kai saw that Shu Hua's loyalty had reached 63 points at this moment, and it was too easy for this loyalty to come. The pattern array needs to leave its own mental energy for each pattern array component. This pattern array is composed of 9 parts. It should be a relatively advanced pattern array. Shu Hua looked at Juling pattern array and said intently. Well, thank you Mr. Shu for telling me that with this pattern, what is the probability that the Hua family will grow spiritual rice? Hua Kai asked. This, you have to wait for the pattern to stimulate and see the effect. If it can really achieve the effect of gathering spirits, the effect will be better with the spirit liquid. If the Hua Patriarch can provide Qianjin with the quality of the spirit liquid just now, I have 30% sure. Shu Hua thought for a while and said. Only if there is a picture array plus the spirit liquid, you can be sure of 30%. This farmer can't be fake, right? In fact, Huakai underestimated the difficulty of planting spiritual rice. The world is sure that the owner of the spiritual rice is not a third-grade family or above. The family who has not entered the Hua family dare to try to plant spiritual rice. The ignorant is fearless. Huakai was holding the spirit gathering pattern and was about to engrave own mental energy. At this time, Shu Hua looked at Huakai a little embarrassed. Hua. Hua family master, I think that the Hua family lord has no time to take care of the Lingtian every day. I am willing to stay at the Hua family and help the Hua family grow spiritual rice. As long as the Hua family master is willing to let me manage this map, I cannot pay for it. Shu Hua blushed and said. This pattern requires human control to work. Hua Kai asked curiously. No, Shu Hua said embarrassingly. Then why should I give you the control of the pattern array? You also said that the pattern array is very precious. Hua Kai saw that he had a plan in his heart, but he still looked at Shu Hua and said. 17%. Chapter 98. Paradise Hua, it's true. I have never planted ling rice alone. I have to try to plant ling rice in the end. I am 41 years old now, and I have been a farm student for 16 years, so many years. Never found a way to promote the farmer. If the head of the Hua family gives me this gathering of spirits image array, I will be able to cultivate a spiritual field for the Hua family. It is the inevitable wish of every peasant student to have a piece of the spiritual field belonging to my own. If the Hua family is willing to leave the Lingtian to me to take care of, I am willing to leave Huahiapu for the rest of my life. Shu Hua said blushingly. For the sake of a spiritual field, not leaving Huahiapu for the rest of my life, this will not be enough. In this way, I can hand over the pattern to you, and I will give you responsibility for all the fields of the Wahia. My spirit liquid is still considered sufficient, should be enough to support you in transforming all fields into spiritual fields. Another year's wages are 100 gold, and you can't leave Huahiapu by yourself within 3 months. What do you think? Hua Kai thought about it and asked. Hua Kai also saw that Shu Hua was not very ambitious. He didn't have any fighting strength, and Hua Kai was not afraid that he would sneak away Juling Tu Zhen. Thank you for the trust of the owner. I want to build my house in the field. I don't know if it is possible. I only need a small wooden house to live in. Shu Hua asked expectantly. He wanted to devote himself to the great cause of farming. Just tell my third uncle what you need, and all the young people in Huahiapu who you think are gifted can also receive a few helpers. In the Lingtian area, you can choose what you want to grow on the 2 acres, and how much you need spirit liquid you can come and get it from me. What the Hua family is bad now is the foundation. If the Hua family can grow spiritual rice, then the family will not be able to agree with it. It is inevitable to become a family by then. Even if the Han family stops it, it will be of no avail. Hua Kai is not afraid of someone to make trouble when planting spiritual rice, because the success of spiritual rice planting benefits everyone. He is afraid that the spirit field will attract powerful wild beasts and wild beasts. Even if these spiritual things are not mature, wild beasts and wild beasts. I like it very much too. Seeing Shu Hua happily put Juling Tu Zhen in her arms, she went back to her room to study. Hua Kai went outside the village and saw that several core members of the family were instructing the villagers to build houses and reinforce the city walls. More than 1,000 people were involved in the construction of the army. Many people from the small villages also joined in, because the city walls were strengthened this winter. It is the responsibility of the Hua family and all surrounding small and medium-sized villages to strengthen the city wall and strengthen the defense of the village. Came to the stable to upgrade a strong horse. In the past few days, Hua Kai has broken through 11 horses, the number of Wahia BMW has increased to 21, and there are more than 150 strong horses that need to be upgraded. Hua Kai is now better than mental energy. It was much stronger last year, and mental energy will not be exhausted even if you upgrade 3 strong horses at once. He can upgrade more than 15 strong horses every day. In the afternoon, when he woke up from the big dream idea dream, Hua Kai left the main house and saw his second uncle Wazi waiting in the living room. Second uncle, everything is okay with the grain shops, tea shops, weapons shops, and livestock markets in Guangxian City? Hua Kai asked aloud. We have taken over the food shop. The tea shop also contacted the southern tea merchants today. They are willing to continue to cooperate with us. The weapon shop has asked your third uncle to send half of the weapon shop in the village to the city today, and today the weapon shop also opened. In the livestock market, we don't charge merchandiser tax less than 1 or 2 silver. Today there are very many people in the market. Hua Zi returned. The things in the city have to worry about your second uncle. The Chinese family is getting stronger and stronger now, and the city's industries will be more and more. But your second uncle, don't leave the cultivation base. This pay yuan dan if you take it, this year's cultivation base will definitely be able to break through the aerodynamic environment. Hua Kai took out a pay yuan dan and said to his second uncle Hua Zili. The second uncle was originally only D-level qualification. This time, he was promoted to C with the middle-level qualification Dan together with the third uncle. As long as the resources are sufficient, there is no problem to be promoted to the pneumatic level. I already broke through to the 4th floor of Kaiyuan realm yesterday. I'm afraid I won't have the chance to enter the pneumatic realm. Hua Zili said with some uncertainty. After eating medicine pill, you have cultivated the new martial skill and mind method that I gave you more. Your martial skill and mind method are too low. Hua Kai looked at his second uncle and said silently. People who are in their early 40s, cultivation base is lower than yourself. It can be said that they are not qualified enough, but your mental method and martial skill are both small. After learning the new mental method and martial skill, it has fallen to the entry level, which is too careless. Hua Zili nodded in embarrassment. He knew he couldn't even beat the 13-year-old nephew in front of him. By the way, Kair, you asked me to check the Lindsay City Booze family. I checked it. As the Lindsay City 7 class family, the Booze family has always followed the Tien's family. Half of the cloth business and salt business in Lindsay City are controlled by the Booze family. They would follow the Tien family to go to the Zalat tribe in the Zongnu country. I heard that the biggest bandit in Huchuo Mountain is the Bu family. After failing to compete with the current family of the Bu family for the position of the family, I went to Huchuo Mountain to become a bandit, but some people say this is what the Tien family meant. Hua Zili said. This way everything can be explained. The last time the person who met with the Tien family caravan came out to negotiate is probably the owner of the Evil Wolf village. Behind the Evil Wolf village is the Bu family. This time the Hua family took the Evil Wolf village in one pot. It's strange that the Bu family doesn't hate them. However, the Bu family could not directly target the Hua family in this matter, so they could only find a chance to retaliate behind their backs. One thing that is beneficial to the Hua family is that the Bu family does not know the Hua family yet, and already knows their hostility. Pay close attention to the big movements of the Bu family, and report directly to me if there is news. Don't tell anyone about the Bu family except me. Hua Kai said to Hua Zili. On the second day, Hua Kai finished upgrading the 3 strong horses and came to the farmland of the village. There are only 200 acres of land in Wahiapu. Yesterday, 1,000 she was harvested for wheat, which is enough for the family to eat for half a year. Early this morning, villagers began to plow the fields. Shu Hua instructed the farmers to divide all the fields into blocks, each about 1 acre, so that it would be easier to cultivate the land into spiritual fields. Seeing Hua Kai coming and Shu Hua coming from the field, his bare feet and his whole body were stained with soil, which seemed to be no different from an ordinary farmer. Patriarch, Shu Hua is the courtesy of the ministers, and the students of 100 schools will never lack courtesy. How's it going? Hua Kai said, looking at the villagers working in the fields in the distance. Spirit collecting image array, I have mastered it. Now I plan to set aside 30 acres of land in the middle of the field, and let the seedlings of spiritual rice be unearthed before the arrival of winter. There should be harvest at this time next year. Shu Hua said. How are you thinking about accepting apprentices? In the future, there will be more lingering fields in the Hua family, and you will not be busy alone. If the Hua family wants to use spiritual rice planting as one of the main incomes for family development in the future, it must cultivate more talents who can cultivate spiritual rice. I have seen that many of the children the family brought back from the grassland this year have good aptitudes. I plan to choose 10 of them tomorrow and teach them some farming knowledge. Shu Hua knows that Hua Kai values Ling Mi. How 10 are enough, in case you can't learn it. Choose 30. Everyone in the Hua family, except me, choose whatever you want. If you don't want to learn, please tell me. Hua Kai said to Shu Hua. Farmers in this world are a noble profession, because the farmland is in cities or large villages, all farmland is extremely precious, and families that have land to grow food are not small families. Hua Kai stood in the field and watched dozens of villagers in the distance quickly turn the field over with cattle. More than a dozen cows turned over 200 mu of land in just over an hour, and everyone began to follow Shu Hua's drawings. Transform the fields. The transformation of this field is not that simple. It requires special materials to mix with the soil. Fortunately, these things are easy to find and not expensive. In the afternoon, a piece of spiritual field of about 1 acre was about to be completed. Hua Kai saw that the soil of the spiritual field had been added with too many things and it had turned black. This soil could better absorb spiritual chi and provide enough nutrients for the spiritual rice. Patriarch, I want to try the effect of spirit gathering pattern. Shu Hua saw that a field has been almost transformed, so she was impatient to try the effect of spirit gathering pattern. Try it. Hua Kai nodded and said. I saw Shu Hua take out the crystal glass in the spirit collection, put him in the middle of the field, and then put the 8-sided flag in place. Mental energy urged the 8-sided flag to turn into a light and shadow to fly. In midair, it was like putting a hat on Tian. When the 8-sided true chi gathered in the air, the light and shadow disappeared, and the water spirit beads on the ground disappeared. Everything was as if nothing had happened. Hua Kai felt the spiritual chi in the air slowly moving towards that spirit. Tian gathered and left. How about it? Can this array be put away after it is put down? Hua Kai asked Shu Hua, missing all the parts of the array. It can be put away, but the spiritual chi gathered in the spirit formation will return to nature. Patriarch will still come into the formation with me to feel it. Shu Hua felt that spiritual chi formation seemed to be completely integrated with his mental energy. He could clearly feel everything in the formation, and he could clearly sense whether the spiritual chi of each piece of land in the Lingtian was sufficient. This spirit gathering array is too powerful. Shu Hua discovered the power of the array for the first time. The spiritual chi around him was absorbed infinitely. After entering the spiritual field, the whole person seemed to feel refreshed. This spirit formation is really good, but absorbing spiritual chi outside the formation is not good for the entire Wahiapu. How long will it take to absorb it before it can stop? Hua Kai walked into the spirit formation and felt it. I don't know how many spiritual chi can gather in the spirit formation at most. It will take at least 10.5 months at this speed. Using spiritual liquid can speed up the transformation of spiritual chi. The village will have less impact. Shu Hua thought for a while and said. Hua Kai took out the Baoguang glass bottle and found a large bucket to pour out over 100 caddies of spirit liquid. After Shu Hua diluted it with 10 times of water, he let people sprinkle all the land in the spirit formation, but the speed at which the spiritual array absorbs spiritual chi still does not weaken. 17%. Chapter 99. 100 caddies of spiritual liquid diluted with thousands of caddies of water and then all spilled into the spiritual field. The black ground in the spiritual field slowly turns to earth red at a speed that can be seen by the eyes, but the speed at which this spiritual array absorbs spiritual chi from outside the formation is still seen from a distance. The infinite spiritual chi above Wahiapu was gathering here, and many people in the Wahia were shocked. This is still a spiritual field covered with gathering spirit patterns. If we cover all 200 acres of land in it, will the spiritual chi in the entire Guangxian city area be absorbed by me? Hua Kai was a little worried that the movement was too loud. Attracting the powerful brutal beasts, he was not worried about Guangxian city. They knew that it was not a bad thing for the Hua family to cultivate spiritual fields. After all, you can't grab it. The most important thing about Lingtian is continuous cultivation. Try not to let people know that there is an Lingtian in the Hua family. In fact, Hua Kai has been overwhelmed. The materials required for the layout of the general pattern are very cumbersome, and after the layout is completed, it cannot be changed. You will lose everything if you remove it. It takes a lot of cost to maintain the normal operation of the pattern. Gathering array, but it is different from the common array. The more spiritual chi absorbed, the higher the quality of the spiritual field. Don't worry about it. I don't need to worry about it. I think this spiritual field has reached the point where spiritual rice can be planted. Shu Hua was saying, seeing a cloud of fog rising around it. The inner spiritual chi is formed by excessive liquefaction. What is this spiritual gathering pattern? Hua Kai wanted to grow spiritual rice. After taking a few sips of such a strong spiritual chi, Hua Kai felt like drinking the spiritual liquid. This body has vaguely accelerated its quenching. He was scared and hurried out of the Lingtian area. He really didn't dare to cultivation now. If he didn't pay attention to the breakthrough aerodynamics, he could no longer grow his body in his life. Could it be that you arranged the range of the spirit array too small, and you included the entire field again, and then all fields will be slowly transformed in the future? Hua Kai thought for a while and said. Shu Hua moved his thoughts, and the crystal beads under his feet appeared and flew into his hands. 8 flags flew from all directions and fell around him. The spiritual chi that had just gathered suddenly spread into the air. Waiting for Shu Hua to finish setting up the gathering array again, it is already dark. Hua Kai returned to the main courtyard and found that not many people in the village were interested in the spiritual chi change in the village today. There are countless strange things in this world. Many families have special spirit treasures or special spaces. The Hua family has one more spirit collecting array at most, so that everyone can talk more after dinner. The next morning, the Wahia martial arts field was full of voices. More than 600 people practiced this martial skill in the martial arts field. Now, although the Wahia split air gun has a higher level, the moves have been simplified, but it has become easier to get started. This is where the system upgrade martial skill is most powerful. Grandpa stood at the forefront of the martial arts training ground. Since the splitting spear entered the martial skill, Wazing's marksmanship has been reduced from Zochin to consummation. But his strength has not diminished. On the contrary, he has become much stronger. When will his martial skill be able to return to Zochin? I believe that his strength will be a big part of ascension. Because there are too many people, the entire Wahiapu martial arts training ground is divided into more than 10 blocks. At the forefront are all masters above Kaiyuan realm. In the middle are some ordinary villagers and teenagers, and they are all carried by teenagers in the aerodynamic state. At the end, some women and children, they are all still learning the basics of splitting gun. The Kaiyuan realm is enough to guide them. Wakai made a circle around the martial arts ground and checked the attributes of all the family members. The family now has more than 300 people with a loyalty value of more than 850, many of whom are new villagers, Shinjading, brought back from the grassland. It seems that they are still very satisfied with today's life. After the morning exercise was over, after Huakai upgraded his horses, he came to the field to see Shu Hua, and a bunch of boys and girls were teaching them the knowledge of Lingtian. Huakai asked him to bring 30 students and he really brought 30. Old Shu, it's very fast. This is the fourth spiritual field. Wakai looked at Shu Hua, who was busy in front of him, and said, Patriarch, you are here. I have almost mastered this spiritual array. The spiritual array absorbing spiritual chi depends entirely on crystal beads, and the speed of absorbing the surrounding spiritual chi remains the same. The more land it contains, the longer it will take to fill the spiritual field area. I think at this speed, spiritual chi will not be saturated within 2 years of this spiritual formation. Shu Hua said. I think it's okay. Now the area covered by the map array is larger, and the spiritual chi fluctuations around are not as obvious as yesterday. Slowly, let's slow down. When can we start planting spiritual rice? Wakai looked at Shu Hua and asked. If the owner is in a hurry, it's not bad spiritual liquid, we can plant the spiritual rice in the field after all the spiritual fields are transformed. However, for the spiritual rice to be planted, seedlings must be raised first. Yesterday's first spiritual field has now been transformed. Almost, we can grow seedlings here first. Then how many spiritual rice do you think is appropriate for us to plant this year, and how many spiritual rice seeds do we need? These children know everything about farmland now. I think it's almost enough to plant up to 20 mu of spiritual land. 600 jin is almost enough for seeds. Shu Hua said. Wakai was a little embarrassed. He only had 100 caddies of spiritual rice in his space. He wanted to see if he could plant all of the 200 acres of land. Now it seems that he is too amateur. I have 100 caddies of spiritual rice seeds here. Plant as many as you can plant. In addition, the house you want to build can be opened tomorrow. If you need anything, please go to my third uncle or directly to me. Quote. In this way, while upgrading the horses in the past few days, Huakai has watched more and more houses in the village, especially in the new commercial district. There are many more buildings, which makes Wahiapu seem to have only some county towns feel. On October 4th, the entire Guangxian County was digesting the gains from this business trip from the grasslands, and everything seemed to be thriving. In the morning, I went to the commercial area. The whole commercial area was very lively, and all the shop guests were in an endless stream. Who made the Wahiabao villagers rich in their families? Huakai's more than 1,000 golds went down, and within a few days 80% of the funds had returned to his family. The remaining 20% will play a greater role and make the entire Wahiapu stronger. The more than 300 prisoners who came back with the caravan from outside the village were still wandering at the entrance of Wahiapu village for the first few days. One of them has disappeared in the past few days. Some of them went to Guangxian, but more of them joined Wahiapu. Some villagers in Wahiapu wanted to hire a few maids or servants when they were wealthy, and the population of Wahiapu increased by more than 200 people. Huakai and Waziji talked about the profit of the store. In the past few days, the commercial area, especially cloth and meat, is very popular. The cloth that the Wa family obtained from Huchuo Mountain has sold 20%, and horse meat has sold almost the same. Huakai spends a lot of money on village construction all day long, but he still has more and more money in his hands. I think we will save more sugar, salt, and tea after the big market opens this time. This is too bad to buy from Guangxian. Hua Zawan said of business these days. I couldn't help but feel a pain in the district's affairs. The Hua family did not have a large source of goods, which was a disadvantage. You send more people to visit Bukchi County, and come back to report when they see signs of opening the market. This year we will be busy going to Bukchi County. By the way, how are you preparing for the wine-making matters I asked you to prepare? Is it? Hua Kai asked. I'm doing everything according to your instructions. It is estimated that when the brewery is completed, all the equipment will be completed. Care, you said we did this, the Han family will not blame it. Hua Ziji said with some worry, Han, the strength of the family has penetrated into the bones of every citizen in Guangxian County. As long as we don't sell it, there will be no problem. I have my own plan. Has the Han family's money been sent? Hua Kai didn't send the money owed to the Han family last time. This time he asked San Shu to send it personally. Sent, the Han family's housekeeper took it. The Tai and Gong's money have also been sent. Hua Ziji said. Hua Kai nodded when the money was delivered. A few days ago, the Jia family, Ren family and other families returned all the money they credited to the Hua family. The total amount was 2,200 gold. Hua Kai now has 4,760 gold in his hands. This is the reason why the horses often sell. Well, the effect of the Peiyuan pill I gave you a few days ago looks good. You are already at the 8th floor of the Kaiyuan realm. You can also take this small Huan pill with you. Now you are mainly weak in strength. After Hua Kai and San Shu finished talking about the family, they talked about cultivation. Since coming back this time, Hua Kai has grasped the cultivation of family members much more tightly than before. All family members who are loyal to 90 points or more, as long as he notices, they must call to the main courtyard to have a deep conversation with the other party. After each conversation, the other party there will always be strength to get some ascension. In this way, the medicine pill in Hua Kai's hands is rapidly declining unconsciously. After Hua Ziji left, Hua Kai went to the stable again. After upgrading the horses, he returned to the room and entered the family secret realm space. Hua Kai discovered that his cousin Hua Mo's loyalty point had reached 96 points and entered the Hua family directory. The family list has always been adults, and children are not firm in their thoughts and beliefs. Generally, it is difficult to ascension after being loyal to 85. It is not a big miracle that Hua Mo can enter the family list. Hua Mo, body tempering level 3. Qualification, B+. Physique, 13. Strength, 17. Will, 20. Mind method, meditation Ju, Zon level low level mental method, Xiaocheng. Marksmanship, split air spear intermediate mysterious spear Dacheng. Loyalty, 96. Hua Mo was only 12 years old, and the intermediate profound rank splitting spear was able to achieve great results, which required talent and hard work. Thinking of Hua Mo's mother, Hua Kai was relieved. Now the second uncle is not at home all day, and Hua Mo has always been at home. He has been here since he was a child. Ask a family member to call Hua Mo. When Hua Kai saw Hua Mo, he was sweating profusely, obviously not long after the end of his education. Brother, Hua Mo said while looking at Hua Kai. Come with me. Hua Kai took Hua Mo into the bedroom and let him sit down. Every time a newcomer enters the family list, it will make Hua Kai happy for a long time, because it shows that another person in the Hua family has achieved breakthrough strength. 17%. Chapter 100 Shui Chen 1075 plus more for half step. Hua Mo came out of the secret realm asking the sky stone, quietly opened his eyes and did not speak. Hua Kai knew that he was still not out about Shen Yueru's affairs. Come here today, go back and savor the harvest in the secret realm slowly, and you will come back tomorrow morning. Remember not to tell anyone what happened in this house. Hua Kai said that Hua Mo nodded to understand. Demo, you can't blame anyone for your mother's affairs. If you don't want to stay at home alone, you can live in the main courtyard. Seeing that Hua Mo didn't have any expression on his face, he didn't want Hua Mo to be in the future. Introverted person. I know, it's good for me to live at home alone. Hua Mo said lightly. When Hua Kai saw this, he didn't get entangled. On the second day, Hua Mo came out of the physical training secret realm. He was already on the 5th floor of the body tempering realm. This realm had almost kept pace with the little geniuses of the previous family. Hua Kai asked Hua Mo to take a Pei Yuan Dan, and gave him a lot of spirit liquid. Spirit liquid, this thing is only useful if the realm level is low. If the vigor value is too low, it will not be too big to take. As a result, Wamo's constitution is the weakest item. Taking Peiyuan pill and spirit liquid can better make up for his weakness. Wamo broke through to the 5th floor of body tempering, only a smile appeared at the corner of his mouth, and he disappeared for an instant. Wakai followed Wamo to the breakfast restaurant. Wamo ate with everyone in the main courtyard restaurant. All the patrons passing by outside the restaurant stood up to say hello to the owner. Nowadays, most of Wakai's maids deliver breakfast to the main house, and he rarely comes here in person. At this time, he saw Shui Pan sitting in the corner with 2 children. After seeing himself, he took the 2 children to stand up and salute himself. Shui Nu Yuan, has your injury recovered? Wakai saw Shui Pan's injury in the martial arts field last time and has not recovered, so he gave him a rejuvenation pill. As long as he took the rejuvenation pill, the injury is bound to heal soon. Patriarch, I'm fine. Shui Pan said, looking at Wakai with some anxiety. Huakai see here to view Shui Pan's attributes. Shui Pan, level 7 of Kaiyuan realm. Qualification, A. Physique, 37-39. Strength, 39. Will, 45. Mind method, Shuijia mind method, Zon level low level mental method, Zochin. Martial skill, archery intermediate archery complete. Loyalty, 94. Note, injuries have not healed all the year round, the vitality is slightly injured. Wakai saw that Shui Pan's attributes were exactly the same as last time, and he hadn't recovered from his injuries, so he knew he hadn't eaten the medicine pill himself. You come to the main house later. Wakai said angrily. Shui Chen heard what he wanted to say when he got up, but was held back by Shui Pan. After breakfast, Shui Pan came to the main house nervously and saw Wakai sitting on the main seat waiting for him. Let's talk. Where did medicine pill go? Wakai obviously watched Shui Pan eat the rejuvenation pill. In the end, his body did not even have a trace of the effect of taking the rejuvenation pill. It must be what he used to hide the medicine pill. This is what I'm afraid of. If the Wahia medicine pill secrets are leaked, it may cause a lot of trouble. He only hopes that Shui Pan will not take medicine pill out of Wahiapu and sell it. Patriarch, Shui Pan suddenly knelt on the ground and said nothing. Wakai looked at him quietly, and what Wakai saw in his eyes was reluctance and affection. The master treats me Shui Panin as a mountain. Shui Pan lived up to the expectations of the master. I secretly gave the rejuvenation pill to my son. Shui Pan signed a death agreement with the Hua family, and Wakai is now directly it was also right to kill Shui Pan, but Shui Pan was about to enter the family list for his loyalty in the past 6 months, and it was obvious that he would not intentionally do anything to betray the family. Tell me about you. Wakai glanced at Shui Pan and said lightly. I am originally from Pyongyang, South Korea. When I was young, I was a craftsman in the Shen family of Pyongyang County. My ancestors had the skill of making arrows and crossbows. At that time, I was talented in martial arts and had good archery skills, so the head of the Shen family recruited me, getting started. It's another story about the son-in-law being kicked out, but this time Shui Pan escaped to save his son. Shui Pan's son has been smart since he was a child. When he was 6 years old, he found that he often fell asleep. He asked the doctor to say that he was too weak, but there was no answer to the cause. Later, as he got older, the condition began to get worse. Every once in a while, there must be a replenishment of spiritual things, otherwise he will suffer from pain throughout his body, and he will have to wait for death without replenishment of spiritual things. The Shen family was unwilling to keep investing in Shui Chen, a son of Shui Pan, because Shui Chen was a bottomless pit. He spent countless resources of the Shen family but has not seen any signs of improvement. So he planned to give up Shui Chen and let Shui Chen waited to die. Shui Pan couldn't watch his son die just like that. He took his son and escaped from the Shen family, but the own family couldn't afford to pay hundreds of dollars a year for a frail child. Then Shui Pan left South Korea with a pair of children, and began to seek medicine for the children all the way west. When he arrived in Guangxian County, Shui Chen was already in a coma with physical pain. There was no way for Shui Pan to sign a death agreement with Huakai. Now for half a year after a long time, the money he got was spent again, and if Shui Chen didn't have any spiritual replenishment, he would inevitably die. Why didn't you tell me this earlier? Wakai looked at Shui Pan and said. The Hua family has already paid 60 gold for Shui Pan. Shui Pan dare not trouble the patriarch anymore. Shui Pan knelt down on one knee and said. Don't dare to trouble me, you can lie to me, play smart in front of me. Tell me what you rely on. Hua Kai shouted. Some people in the courtyard heard Hua Kai's angry voices and walked in. Shui Pan knelt on the ground and felt very entangled. On the one hand, it was the trust of the master and the life of his son. He had no choice. This is a rejuvenation pill, eat it. Hua Kai took out a rejuvenation pill and placed it in front of Shui Pan. The Hua family and Shui Pan signed a death agreement, which was actually similar to a slave in the grassland. The first thing Shui Pan had to do was to obey the order, even if it was to give his own life. The Hua family has never treated Shui Pan as a current person, and treated Shui Pan and his children in the same way. Now Hua Kai wants Shui Pan to learn how to obey the orders of the head of the family. Shui Pan saw the rejuvenation pill on the table. The first thing he thought of was that his son needed medicine pill for help. Then looking at Hua Kai's eyes, his legs knelt down and his body kept twitching. He knew what Hua Kai was doing. Hua Kai sat on a chair with his eyes closed, and it seemed that there was no general. Shui Pan slowly wiped away the tears from his face and stood up. He took the rejuvenation pill and put it in the air. Basically, if he dared to have other thoughts today, the Hua family would never let him go. Meditate, absorb the medicine. Hua Kai said softly. He still sat quietly without opening his eyes. Shui Pan sat on the ground and absorbed the properties of the rejuvenation pill. Soon he felt that the dark wounds accumulated on his body were getting better. Every cell in his body seemed to be awakened. He quickly absorbed the spiritual qi in his body, and one rejuvenation pill went down. The old wounds that had been pressing on him before were all awakened. He felt that his whole body was in pain, but at this time he heard Hua Kai speak. This is spiritual liquid. Drink a few more sips to replenish spiritual qi. Your body is losing too much. If you don't treat it in time, let alone enter the pneumatic state in this life, your body will collapse within 2 years at most. Within 5 years there is no doubt that he will die. Shui Pan opened his eyes when he heard Hua Kai's voice. He saw a kettle on the table, opened it and took a sip. He felt that his whole body's demand for spiritual qi was met, and his injury was recovering quickly. After more than 10 minutes, Hua Kai checked Shui Pan's attributes. Shui Pan, 9th floor of Kaiyuan realm. Qualification, A. Physique, 40. Strength, 39. Will, 45. Mind method, Shuijia mind method, Zon level low level mental method, Zochin. Arrow method, archery arrow method, intermediate arrow method of mysterious stage to complete. Loyalty, 96. Shui Pan's injury finally recovered, and his strength suddenly reached the Kaiyuan realm Zochin. His body recovery Haodian Fu would be activated, and it would be easy to enter the pneumatic realm in the future. The most important thing is that Shui Panzhang's loyalty has reached 96 points, and he has also entered the family list. In this way, the Hua family will have a lot of important members, and the middle-level strength of the Hua family will be stronger. Thanks to Patriarch, Shui Pan felt that his body was better than ever before, bowing to thank Hua Kai. Clean the stables for a month. Take me to see your son, Hua Kai said. Shui Pan knew that Hua Kai had let him go, and it would be considered a favor if it was placed in another family head's house that would make him die easily. When I came to the room where Shui Pan's family lived, it was a small 2-room. Shui Pan had 1 room, and his son Shui Chen had 1 room. Shui Pan's daughter was serving Huang Shuyun and lived in the main house. When I saw Shui Pan's son Shui Chen, he was reading in his own room. I saw that the other party was thin and sickly, but he was wearing a thick coat just in October, as if a gust of wind could knock him down. This is what Shui Pan said is talented and smart, well-behaved and sensible. Young and mature, never forgetting since childhood. I have seen the patriarch. Shui Chen saw Hua Kai coming in and got up to salute him. In this case, Shui Pan almost fell, and Shui Pan hurriedly stepped forward to support him, and waited for Shui Chen to stand firm. After that, sweat was already on his forehead, and his body was too weak. Shui Chen, level 1 of Yunqi realm. Qualification, SS+. Physique, 1. Strength, 3. Will, 44. Talent skills. Never forget, draw inferences from one another, plan tactics, understand the mind. Loyalty, 91. Hua Kai was shocked to see Shui Chen's aptitude. The SS+ aptitude is a rare encounter in 1,000 years. Generally, the A-level qualification can be promoted to Shantian, and the S-level qualification can be cultivated to the foundation building realm, and become the core figure of the 3rd rank or higher family. The highest SS level qualification allows Golden Core to enter the Gold Core realm, which is like the leader of the 7 major countries. It is at the same level as sage among the philosophers of 100 schools. This kind of genius is a good seed for the great powers in 100 schools to compete. What surprised Hua Kai was Shui Chen's attributes. He had reached 44 points at a young age, and he hadn't learned any martial skills and mental methods. Hadn't learned any martial skills and mental methods. Hadn't learned any martial skills and mental methods.